Right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are for the Trackstars 1500. We're about ready to go green here for the first 30 laps of the race. We have Ridwan starting on pole. We are currently missing Nick Pitasso's car and Ollie Dowswell. And we have lights out and away we go here for the next 30 laps of the stint. Ridwan Hamza out to a flying start as always with a gaggle of cars behind him. Oh, Dan Wood around the outside. Greeny up into P3. Dan Wood around the outside here of Hamza into turn 1. Can he make it stick? Oh, Greeny. I don't have a keyboard plugged in, my apologies. That was a massive moment there for Greeny on the exit there of turn 3. We currently have Dan Wood out in first, followed by Ridwan and Wade Wonjuvi. And then Andrew Scott. Followed by Jarman Dalitz and then Matt Simmons, who started second last on the grid due to obviously not qualifying. And then we had Jackson Austin in the number 1 car, starting from the rear of the grid due to a post-race qualifying technical regulation breach and having a large wing. And then we have Fafitelis in P8. Unfortunately, we are missing the other car for the AGU Motorsport gang. Unfortunately, they couldn't get another driver, so we have just put them all in one car. So we'll see 3 drivers in that car there. Then we have Lashbrook in P9. Then we have Harcourt P10. Then we have Oldman P11. And then obviously you have Greeny down in P12 there. Unfortunately, we are missing the 32. Not sure what happened or where he is. But as you have it, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the first lap here of 30, we do have Dan Wood in first place, followed by Hamza, and then Wonjuvi, and Matt all the way up into P4 already at the end of lap 1. And we have Jarman in P5, Ando P6, Austin up into 7th, who's just taking a position there off Ando for P6. The It's Racing cars are running the golden livery this weekend, obviously due to taking the team's championship. But at the moment, I will have to red flag. to get the car number 32 on the grid. Matt making his way up here, so we are going red flag at the end of this lap. Drivers will take their position. We have Hamza going up against Dan Wood down the end of the straight here. Oh, Hamza takes the position there off Wood. Hamza has an additional teammate this weekend in, I think it's pronounced Candemolian. His nickname is Noodles, so we will see probably his nickname being Noodles in the lobby. But yeah, Hamza takes the position off Dan Wood for first place there. But it's fair play. I called a red flag at the end of the lap, so go on to these guys. I shall be back shortly. Fuck's sake, bro. John. Oh, wow. Alright, apologies about that. There's been a bit of a mass amount of confusion. This will be a restart. Control the grid line. He should be going at the end of the catch fence. Should be on the right hand side, the left hand side. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're back underway here for this first stint at the St. Croix 1500. Out in front we have Hamza, followed by Dan Wood. Hamza got the move done in third. Simmons in fourth, Austin in fifth, Dallas in sixth, Scott in seventh, Fafitellis in eighth, Harcourt in ninth, Green in 10th, Oldman in 11th, Lashbrook in 12th, and Dowswell in 13th. Currently 2 laps down. So he will get that lap back at the start of the next stint. But Hamza's out to a 1 second lead already. Wonder if we can see Dan Wood take it to him there. But we have Austin all over the back of Simmons, coming down through the S's on the run to the bridge. Back straight down into the little mini hairpin, as he does here. You can see him there. Oh, but Matt still in the slip there. Wade manages to pull the time on Austin to get the position back. Solid, good racing there from these two gents. Good work there by those guys. But the dirty air is going to be a bit of a key factor here for this race. It can make a lot of difference going down that back straight. You know, it looks like there's a headwind going down the back straight. So as he's pulled out there, Punz has got some damage. Not too sure where he's got. Didn't manage to grab that or catch it on the replay, but yeah. Agenda here, lap 3, we have Hamza in the lead with a 1.2 second gap over Dan Wood. Bonjuvi in P3, Simmons P4, Austin P5, Dallas P6. Hasn't really had much changes. Here we have Fafitellis making a move on Ando up into turn 1. Looks like he's struggling for a little bit of straight line speed here. Fafitellis is on his way up the field. He's currently about to harass the back here of Dallas for P6. the U car, but it looks like Fafitello's got a bit of a better exit there coming onto the bridge. So he managed to close down. I think we should see Fafitello's take position here at the end of the straight. If he's close enough to stay in the slip and he gets a good exit, or misses the apex, it's a really hard one there. He starts to lose time. Wonder if he can still stay in the slip. Yeah, he's got the slip now. He's slowly starting to pull some time back in there to the WRT car. But WRT car looks like it's pretty rapid in a straight line. Bit of a fight going on here. Austin up the inside of Simmons here. Good work there, it's not really too wide front corner. We have one Juvie all over the back of him. Hamza's 2 seconds up the road. Hamza setting the fastest lap of the race so far with a 3:05.2. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. I was just having to speak to my parents about something. That was a lovely little battle there that we had going on between Austin and Simmons there. Wade holding his way in P3 here at the moment. He's not really kind of closing down to Dan Wood. But Fafitello's managed to take the position off Dallitz, but Dallitz looks like to have taken it back, probably at the end of the back straight or something around that. We have Ando down here in P8, dropped back a few positions. We had Greeny up into P9, Lashbook into P10, Rusty with some rear damage. Looks like he's done that kind of all by himself. We had Oldman, and then Dowswell down in P13. Yeah, sorry about that, Aussie. I was just I was muted, but no, I did turn it up a little tiny bit and brought my mic close to my mouth. But yeah, they're all settled in here at the moment. 26 laps have gone, and then we've got 23 laps on the agenda here for this first stint. Austin making a move up the inside there of Matt. Let me see if he can grab something. Ooh, Matt just gets the sand. Oh, that's not hard to do. Luckily, keeps it out of the wall. Good save there by Matt. And Austin takes P4 there off Matt in that one. Can he make a charge there to Von Juby, as we like to call him, Mr. Slippers? Fafitellis still in striking range here of Dallas for this first of 5 stints. We should finish this race around 5 o'clock-ish, somewhere this afternoon. So, pretty long day ahead for these drivers. We do have some drivers with 3, some cars with 2. Most of them have 2. But yeah, you will see obviously myself in the car. We will have Nick around at some point, but I'm not too sure where he is because he hasn't been around on Discord or anything like that. So currently we are not having, we don't have a safety car. So we'll be running a virtual safety car for this one here. Fafitellis on a run up the inside there. Sorry, I had a bit of a bloody speaking problem. But Fafitellis still under pressure here from Jarman after making that move down the back straight. Nice little battle between these two here. Fafitellis can't get the move done. We'll see Matt Hall in that car, and we'll also see Kosterok in Gabans. As far as there, yeah. So unfortunately, we don't have the car 34 in the grid because we weren't able to find source some drivers. So yeah, we did merge them into the one car here. But Austin, Von Juvi within 7/10 here of him. He actually lost a bit of time there. He ran onto the grass at the exit of the last corner. I think it's about an 11 kilometer circuit or so, if my memory serves me correctly. But yeah, Hamza 3.1 seconds in front. Oh, Dan Wood getting real sketchy there on the exit there at turn 2. Austin under pressure from Simmons here, down in the run into turn 3. I don't know if he's going to be able to get the move done. He's 2.5 tenths back. I think he'll just stick behind at this point. Probably work together with Austin to try and push up to the back of Von Juvi and Dan Wood to try and get them in the best position possible for Stint 2 here, which will be done pretty much near straight after the first Stint finishes, because we are running a little bit behind time already, unfortunately. But we did have to get the 32 car on the grid. Austin and Simmons. Simmons makes a move up the inside of Austin there, leaves him enough room, a little bit of a rub. Nice little battle between these two gents here. I have a feeling this isn't over yet, so I think either of these guys will need to just get in some clean air so they can start pushing towards the guys at the front there. But Hamza, getting all out of shape, coming onto the bridge, hitting a 3 or 4.6 on the last lap. We have Dan Wood, P2 obviously, Von Juvi P3, Simmons P4, Austin P5, Dalitz P6, Fafitellis P7, Ando P8, Green P9, Lashbrook P10, Ullman P11, Rusty P12, who's also known as Harkle, and then we have Bunce. All out of shape there. That's not what you really want to do. I wonder if he just got lost to Rees there or what. Yeah, that's weird. Just 2.5 seconds. Looks like Hamza's lost a little bit of time there to Woods. So I think Woodsy's got a bit of time up his sleeve. Yeah, he did. He just go personal best through that sector there. Austin back up into P4 between teams. I think there's going to be a bit of a repeat battle. And that we've been having the last couple of laps, so we'll see them keep swapping for position and stuff like that. But yeah, 6 seconds down the road there, we have Dalitz. Fafitelis hasn't been able to manage to get back past Dalitz and hold the position there. It's pretty hard to do here if you do make the move stick on one of the first two straights, because sorry, on that back straight, because then you've got two more straights. You've got this one here on the run through turn 1 up into turn 2, and then we have the run up from turn 2 into turn 3 here. This is like, I'd say probably about a kilometre or so worth of straight, so you can get a really strong slipstream out of these cars here. Fafitelis with the personal best, with the session best sector at the moment, so still running pretty good in time, or a little bit loose there, but he's lost a bit of time there to Jarman, out to about 1.3 seconds, so it shows how much time you can lose, or there is to lose, or to gain with this track. Obviously St. Croix C in the format. Here we have obviously the 1500k race, 139 laps for this one. Minimum laps for a 3-team driver is 30. Minimum laps for a 2-team driver is 28. So we will see some drivers chopping in, chopping out. As far as I'm aware, we do have Fafitelis only able to do the first stint, so a bit unfortunate. But not much we can do. But Ridwan 3.7 seconds ahead of Dan Wood. Bon Jovi, Austin 7/10 behind. I think he's in a bit of a slipstream now, so we may see Austin. See if we can jump on board if he can close down any point in time to that WTC car. Cars will be approaching onwards about 300 k's in a sleep. You might see him do 3 or 5-ish like that, depending on how much downforce they have. Obviously, you see him here hitting 307 in the slipstream there. So yeah, it can definitely be a bit of a hefty slip, that one. If you can get it right and you're close enough, and hopefully the other driver doesn't have less downforce than you, because if they do, then they'll be getting the move done after you make your move. Not sure where Nick is. Nick isn't really around at the moment. He was meant to be the safety car for this stint. Matt jumping into the pits here, not too sure what's going on. Oh, I think he's gonna top up with some fuel. Get himself out of clean air. Sorry, getting himself in some clean air. And comes out in P10, 41 seconds behind Ridwan, so we'll wait and see how he comes out when Ridwan does pit, because I don't think drivers will be able to get to the end here on this tank of fuel, so we will see a stop come into play. Ridwan with his laggy Perth internet. Juvie, Austin all over the back of him. makes that move there for position 3 here on lap 9 of 28. Massive moment there. Ooh, he's going to probably get a 3-second penalty for that one. That was a massive moment there for Woodsy coming out of the final corner. We've seen it back here. He ran wide onto the grass and he's kind of just really got dirty tyres. Probably that wind took him a bit by surprise. And then he held onto those dirty tyres through the final corner here. Chopped it on the left hand side again and just, that's all she wrote. See you later. And he thought, nope, I'm not taking another lap with this damage, I'm just going to cop a 3-second penalty. So, yeah, chopped the pit exit line, so we'll probably see him get a 3-second penalty as he exits. But yeah, wow, that was a massive moment there for Dan Wood. That puts Jackson Austin and Matt Campbell up into P2 there. Bonju in P3, Dallas and Nightwalker in P4. Fafutelis up into P5, doing a fantastic job here at the moment. Here at St. Croix, I think we're going to have Dowswell get lapped in probably towards the end of this stint. Obviously he's a little bit out of sequence with the pit stop and stuff like that, but so far, yeah, we had Dan Wood with a 3-second penalty there, so he'll lose that spot there to Simmons, going down that back straight, obviously for cutting that pit entry line. Simmons making the move there. I believe that's the turn 6 and 7 sequence. No, it's turn 5 and 6. My apologies. But Dan Wood sniffing up the inside of Matt. Oh, nearly touches him. Matt gets all out of whack. Looks like the little bit of a sniff then. Woods. Oh, massive moment there from Woods. I think he just grabbed the grass on the outside there at turn 7. Not the grass, sorry, got the slightest amount of sand in the AstroTurf. That leaves Matt 5.5 seconds up the road. Hamza sorry, just bear with me for a second. I can't really just having a chat to Nick as he is awake. Greenie here is doing a good job so far. Normally it would be Curry in that car, but unfortunately Curry is heading off to some family adventures, so they've asked Green to step in for this one. So, doing a good job there. Greenie is obviously the TS2 champion for 2023, so he's having his first taste here of main series. We'll hopefully should see him in main series next year. Austin looks to have closed down the gap there to Hamza, as we can see him do a 303.8. And as I say that, he does a 303.2. So Austin on some rapid time frames here, but the person we want to see and know of capable of that is Matt. Greenie, engine damage there for that one. Guinness missed it, but granted from that point, we will see a safety car. But yeah, well, unfortunate there for Greenie. Possibly got the grass on the left-hand side and it spat him back right. So yeah, wow, that was a massive moment there. Oh, Hamza. That's 3 laps down there for the number 32 as should be going BSC, probably not, so I'm not too sure what's going on here. Sorry about that, ladies and gents, but yeah, we have here, the cars are jumped into the pit lane here. Ridwan should hold 160, 170, not too sure what speed there, but looks like he's under the control there of Hamza. Okay, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So that is it there. They are under VAC conditions. Oh, Hamza nearly puts it in the wall. Into turn 2 on cold tyres under VSC conditions. Oh, jeez, that was very close. So we got Matt up into P4 after having that early stop. First safety car there from Green. Looks like he's also damaged the car again on the next lap, so probably not used to the cold tyres. For this one. Fortunately that 32 is... no, he's back 2 laps down. Field's a bit too spread out for this one, so looks like we'll be holding another lap behind the safety car. If it was me, I would be going 160, but anyway, that's another story. I think they're just trying not to burn too much time here, because we are obviously already about 15 or so-ish minutes behind. Out of 3rd place, so point, so the VSC is ending this lap. So Slapper's car. Whereabouts his Slapper's P9? So he fixed the damage and he's dropped to the back of the train there. So we have a Harcourt up into P8. Fratellis at the moment doing a solid job there in P7. He was battling with Jarman for P5. 13 laps gone on lap 14 here at St. Croix for the 1500. Like he was pushed into by Dan Wood, not too sure what happened there, but it's given Dan Wood front damage and Matt rear damage, so that's probably not ideal for either driver. Obviously that will be a downforce. Will affect the attitude of the car and the downforce. Here has control of the field. It is compacted back up there. It is in control of him. He should be going here. And we are back under green flag conditions there. Matt did have damage. Unfortunately, he's jumped in the pits to fix that. And Hamza has the lead of the race here with Austin not too far behind, but Austin was setting some purple laps there, so he's going to be under threat to Hamza for this next one. With that front end damage, so that's going to really hurt him through these corners, through these sections here, corners for this one. It is on the back here of Austin. Dan Wood, all out of shape there. Really well to keep it out of the wall. Massive moment there for him. Come back up to the front here. Austin within 7/10 there of Hamza. Going down the back straight there. Looks like he's in the slip. He's gaining time for him. Don't think we'll be able to make a move here. If anything, it's going to be a very late lunge. It's not quite close enough. We'll just stay on board here with Austin through this last sector and a half here of the circuit, just to see what kind of lines he takes and how he's driving behind Hamza. Obviously, Hamza is... we might get a half-second penalty for that. That is a lot of track limits. I think he can escape the lead. Luckily with that one. Close the gap there into turn 1 and 2. Tenths there of Hamza, so we'll wait and see on if Austin can overtake Hamza there down the back straight, but Hamza looks to be a little bit more speedy through this mid-section of the circuit, so maybe he's running a bit of a different downforce set than Hamza is, but Fafitellis all over the back of Dallas. Fafitellis is doing a fantastic job here at the moment in that AGU Motorsport car. The highest we've seen it on the grid so far, on the circuit so far for this race here, up into P4. Doing a fantastic job with that one. Just over halfway here in this 28 lap stint. Dallas goes protective there of the inside there at the end of the back straight, but doing that you may compromise yourself for a crisscross, which is what Fafitellis has actually just started to do. Nearly got it done there, but unfortunately doesn't have enough mechanical grip to get around the outside of WRT car, but Fafitellis doing a fantastic job there. This is very impressive from him. Unfortunately, this will be the only stint that'll be running today. Obviously due to some family commitments, but we will see all across the rock in this car for the next few stints. So this will be an interesting one. But yeah, we got Hamza out in front there with Austin. Matt Simmons up into P6 so far. Obviously, he did have to jump in the pits to fix that damage that he did get from Woods, which, where is Woodsy? Dan Wood down here in 12th place. So he's actually had a big moment as well, with some front and rear and right in the suspension, so that's going to be a pretty big one there for that car 50. So we'll see him jump in the pits and fix that. Looks like Facutelis is a little bit stronger than Jarman through the midsection, but then he loses it first section, which is probably where you want to be kind of holding on to the cars. We've got the 32 car here of Dowswell and Punts. Actually got engine damage again. Not too sure where he's got that. I don't know if he's put that in the chat. No, he hasn't. I think he's just rolling around. So maybe he doesn't want to burn too much time. We do have, as I said, the addition of Cannolian. I don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to say it. Cannolian. That's the one, which is Mr. Noodles. We haven't seen Noodles before, but he's obviously a World Tour spec driver. He's obviously the likes of Mick Matt, Andrew Lee, which is obviously Distinct Andrew, Distinct Twitchy. Obviously Austin as well, Speedy Tyres, you know, these guys are quick. Hamza, they're obviously quick in their own right. So, you know, they're doing a good job, and I wouldn't expect anything less of these two guys there. Unfortunately, as I said earlier in the broadcast, so number one did get a post top 10 shootout penalty due to running post qualifying penalty due to running an illegal wing. So he did have the large wing on there. Should have been the small wing, unfortunately, but yeah, so he got a rear grid penalty for that one, and obviously the 96 didn't qualify, so we were just in front of him. And then yeah, we had Distinct Andrew put the 95 on pole with a rapid lap of 303.8. So yeah, wow, he actually made 2 mistakes in the lap, and he still did a 303. So the guy's unreal, he's insane. So, you know, be prepared for what this car may pull out this afternoon here with Andrew and Noodles behind the wheel of this one, because as far as I'm concerned, a little Tweety bird tells me that Hamza's only going to do this thing. So we'll wait and see if we get Hamza back in the car there. But we just completed lap 17 here of the 139 lap race, so we'll be streaming this to you. You will have Luke around as well as Jarman. Obviously, you know, we are kind of aligning stints together, and you know, when we're driving and stuff like that. But as I said earlier as well, if you missed in their broadcasting, the It's Racing Esports cars are running the chrome gold livery, obviously due to winning the team's championship. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting race with these guys, but good looking car there. Hopefully it's very shiny on the circuit, but yeah, I was blinding myself with that one. So yeah, it's a good one here, but 10:40 in the morning local time here in Sydney already, and it's still in the first stint, so we're nearly an hour in. I think we're about 20 minutes behind, so obviously not ideal, but you know, anytime we can make back, it's going to be the best thing we can do. So it's going to be a pretty quick turnaround, hopefully. But yeah, we'll wait and see here. But Nick's on his way home. He'll be in the comebacks shortly to join me for the rest of this stint. So I think he is racing stint. So Nick is racing stint too, so he can join me for the rest of this stint. And then go from there. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a long one today, so if you're around, yeah, it's going to be hopefully a good day of racing here at Trackstars. Hamza not really breaking away from Austin. But he may have had a massive moment there on the exit of the hairpin at the final corner. Simmons up into P4 here, on the charge back through the field after getting that early damage there from Wood under the safety car, unfortunately. But yeah, he's on the charge here, back up into P4. So Fafitellis looks like he's going to be a bit of a sitting duck here at the moment because of how rapid Matt's going. He looks like he's got the full send goggles on. And he's going full send, so yeah, within 5/10 there of Fafitellis. So we'll see what Matt can do this, and whether or not he can try and catch these leaders. But Hamza and Austin, looks like Hamza's lost a position there into turn 1. So is that just a move for position? Oh, Hamza runs really deep there into 1. Oh, managed to get himself some damage too, so wow, that's a massive moment there for Hamza. And that you have, ladies and gentlemen, is Austin at the moment in P1. He started from the rear of the grid and he's up into P1 on lap 19 of 28. Sorry, 19 of 30, my apologies. We've got Greeny here, 13 seconds up the road. We've got Lashbrook. My controller battery is low. Why is that? Oh, because it's not plugged in. I have so many cables running around, it's ridiculous. After 18 and a half laps, some rowing this morning, we have my fellow commentator in Nick Patasso joining me in the comm box. Welcome, my friend. What an absolute adventurous morning we've had so far. Yeah, obviously Hamza was out to an early lead there. We did have Woodsy lead for a little bit there. As we went into VSC red flag on that lap, so we went into red flag at the end of the lap, Hamza actually took the position off Woodsy down the back straight, so he managed to snag it, probably at one of the critical times. But you know, it's been pretty adventurous so far at the moment. One engine damage as well from Green, so we have got Greeny on the grid. But yeah, it's been adventurous and stuff like that. As I said, we had Matt get some re-damage from Woodsy under safety car. I don't know how that happened. I did have a bit of a recall. It looks like Woodsy ran into the back of Matt. But yeah, he's back up into P2. So yeah, it's been quite the interesting one. We actually have Fafitellis doing an absolutely fantastic job there in the AGU Motorsport car. Ando's been kind of rolling around as well. Hamza, the move, I think I've still got it on replay here. Yeah, I do. So coming into one, you can see he's got Austin all the way not too far behind. So he actually runs deep into turn one.
I guess you can see that. Yeah, and it's an easy thing to do around most countries. You definitely want to outbrake your opponent, but it's not like any other like racing track, like FIA certified racing track in the world. That you can go wide, it's sort of grass, natural turf, it's an exit road, but here on the streets, not so quiet. It's all sort of arm road. Basically, once you hit that, it doesn't move whatsoever. So, Ring 1, a little bit of work to do. He's in P6, only 1.5 seconds behind Jackson Austin in first place. But yeah, looking really strong there. So actually very competitive. What we've seen so far. Obviously top 6, top 7 even. You've had the likes of Sebastian Apex and Slashpool. He's not far behind this pack as well. He's doing a solid job after what wasn't a really, for what he said wasn't a really strong qualifying in the top 10 shootout, starting in 10th place. So he's doing a really nice job. So Croix well, 25 seconds behind race leader, and then like I said as well, likes of Green, Dallas, and obviously a few others. Damage and just running around the ring. And yeah, I'm actually interested to see that driver missing on this track here.
Yeah, we couldn't. Yeah, so we couldn't get the second car of AGU, so Cabans couldn't get a second driver, so we've actually just put them all into one car. So yeah, so we've put Kosterok and Fafitellis in there, and then they've grabbed Hall, so it's just a lot easier. But yeah, Fafitellis can't run after the first stint, so he's just running this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've just managed to combine them in there, obviously due to driver shortages and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's obviously when it comes to the Christmas period, everything all comes to plans, and you've got last minute plans and stuff. This is, you always think this is how you control real life stuff and throw it into the mix of sim racing as we have here at Trackstars Racing Series, or do you just prioritise what you have in life and as your priority and then just forget about it? So we understand, obviously everyone's got a real world life out there, but you know, obviously having the pressings here is absolutely amazing. If that's the case, we're going to be having over 26, 27 drivers, I feel like. Actually, we have a couple of 3 driver combinations as well. We actually do have the 95 that's running a 3-man field with Hamza, Andrew Lee, and their other driver. I believe it's
Candinolian. Yeah,
Candinolian.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister there, that one. But yeah, no, we all know. People know him as Noodles. We haven't seen him around Trackstars at the moment, but from what I saw in that the Motorsport Australia event, it is hard to hear, so let me just turn it up. So, yeah. I did update my PC, so it kind of screwed with all the settings. So I've got Windows 11 now instead of Windows 10. Yeah, it's just going around. But yeah, we've got Noodles there. They did run in the Motorsport Australia event last night. So from what I can see, he is pretty rapid. Obviously, the likes of Matt Simmons, Jackson Austin, Hamza, you know, Andrew Lee, Twitchy, all those kind of guys. So, you know, I'm expecting kind of big things from the 95 this afternoon. In this one.
I'll be very interested to see what the tactics are at the 95. If Red One's going to complete these 30 laps and says, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to let the pro drivers go for the rest of the stint, or is he actually going to be? Is he going to be thinking about, you know what, it's the last race of the season, it's the Touring Cars Championship. I've more or less wrapped it up by running this race, so that's all he really needs to do. He just needs to run one stint, and I feel like that might be the end of any mathematical chance that the contender of 96 will have for the championship. So it could be the 95 taking out the championship for the provisional championship victory, but we obviously have to wait till the end of the stint of the 139 laps to come.
Yeah, so all he had to do was essentially kind of run, you know, one lap. So yeah, he has wrapped it up with that one. I'm a little bit too far out of grabbing it from him, but yeah, he's done well so far this year. You know, hats off to Hunter, he deserved it. I think he got 3, 4, 5 races in a row, stuff like that. I managed to squander a win off him at Tokyo, and Matt stole it off him at Kyoto, and Twitchy made a big mistake going through 17 and 18 there through the hairpin. So yeah, it's been a big year for us. Obviously, we wrapped up the team's championship before Tokyo, but yeah, from what I can hear and what I know, I think is that Hamza, I've always wanted to say it, he's going to be a minimum lap merchant this race. So I think he's going to run this stint, and then he's going to chill and sit back and relax and wait and have a look there. But someone's about to get lapped there. So Punz gets lapped, so he goes back 3 laps down there, unfortunately, for the 32. So yeah, as you said, probably not feeling the best. So he's not kind of really putting in what lap times you normally see from Ollie. So we all know Ollie is quick, but yeah, he's not overly quick in this first stint. Maybe he has a bit of work to do between this one and his next one. So we'll wait and see with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll wait and see what he's like. As I said, he's not feeling. He is feeling under the water, feeling under the pump with a bit of illness, but I'm sure he'll be able to pull through. And Matt Simmons actually setting some purple sectors there. 3-minute flat, a 3-minute 03 flat, as the fastest lap of the race so far, lap 19 of 26. So the track conditions are starting to warm up a little bit, starting to look really good. The cars are gripping up a bit, and it's more about just settling yourself into a rhythm. But he's got a good a healthy gap between himself and Austin and Fafatelis in 3rd place. But as you said, the lead Lexus in Fafatelis in 3rd place, doing very strong there. He actually came all the way from 9th after the top 10 shootout. So to go from 9th to P3 with only 9 laps, or with only 8.5 laps to go, that's a very strong performance by the AGU Motorsport team. And unfortunately for him, he did actually say, the team owner in Gabez actually did say that unfortunately he won't be able to race any more stints after this one. So it's going to be a shame. Had he actually stuck around and done at least another stint, maybe towards the end of the race, or maybe a stint in the middle, who knows? But it's obviously all about your priorities. But Faf is doing a fantastic job in 3rd place. And then we have Andrew Scott, who's got the famous Muffin Man in Captain Muffin in Aidan Holton as his co-driver. He's doing a very nice job there in 4th place, gaining a few positions as well from his top 10 shootout. So he's right in the clutches of Fafatelis. Only 2 seconds behind there, but 2 seconds around here can feel like it can close up pretty quickly. But again, through the dirty air, coming through the windy section, past the Michelin Man, and then going up the last few corners, it becomes very tricky to keep that car gap the same, because it'll just bounce up and down, because you just feel that wash from the driver ahead of you. But he's holding on very nicely there. He's doing a good job to hold on. He's going personal best on his lap there, so he's finding some confidence. He didn't really have too much of it throughout the practice sessions and within the qualifying and within the top 10 shootout, but it looks like he's just honed in a bit of a race tune that suits his car and driving style, and he looks like he's going to set another personal best lap there in car 787. But a very strong year for Ando Scott in 787, but obviously with the strong help from from Aidan Holton, has really given Andrew Scott that confidence that he needs in the Lexus.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen Muffin, he's pretty rapid in his car. He's managed to find some sort of speed, but yeah, doing really good there, sitting in P4. He did drop a couple of positions not too far off the start. Probably was struggling to find his feet a little bit around here, in a pack and stuff like that. So we'll wait and see on what the Muffin Man can do. But yeah, no, he's doing well at the moment. Obviously P13 in the championship after missing 4 rounds due to work. So, but the rounds that he did come through, he did pretty well. I think what did he get a P2 at Spa. So that was probably his best result of the season so far, personally. But yeah, obviously they did get a podium at Bathurst, I think it was. So yeah, he's done a solid job there, and I'll be waiting to see who I'm going to be going up against in the next couple of stints. But yeah, long day ahead. It's just nearly about to go 11 a.m. local time here, so it's going to be a quick one. But the guys at the moment up the front between Matt and Jackson are pretty much sitting lap for lap. So we've seen a couple of 303s here from Matt, and then we see Austin 303s back to back to back. So they're pretty rapid in those Nissans at the moment. But yeah, as you said earlier, Faf doing a fantastic job. PB with a 3:05.7. But yeah, unfortunately we can't see him again. But yeah, I would have been really interested to see on where this car would have come home in, with this one. But you know, it's not over till the checkered flag drops, so we'll wait and see on what that is at the end of lap 139. But yeah, so it's gonna be a good day. I think it's gonna be a long day, but good day.
Absolutely, as we always enjoy saying goodbye. The 1500 has only been introduced since 2021. Before then, it was always a sprint race or an endurance style race to wrap up the Touring Cars Championship for the past few years. So it's actually a great introduction to have this event as an endurance race, and for the finale as well. It's always good to see these guys going up here. But as we have now, Hamza's now on the clawback to gain some positions back. He's right on the slipstream of Von Duve, pulls out to the right-hand side. Von Duve's going to probably have no answer for this because, as he knows, he is the champion-elect, running in 5th place, but he outbrakes the 117 going into the hairpin. Yeah, he does. He does it with ease. No problems at all there for Hamza. Clawing his way back up through the field after getting some unlikely damage a few laps ago at the end of turn 2, but holding on to P5 for the moment. But obviously with a 95, a lot of speedy drivers to come through and to jump into the 95. So we'll be looking for that car. I don't think we'll see that car in 5th place for too much longer. At the end of probably at the end of this, probably at the end of the day, I would say. So where Ridwan is going to be, he's going to be happy, going to throw the car to someone else. He'll be like, you know what, get yourself up towards the front. We see yellow flags up ahead. That is Ando Scott. He's got engine damage, but he's got it into the pit lane just. What has happened here? Has he run it very wide? He actually didn't run it wide on the second corner, so he's coming into the last corner. So what has happened here? He just loses the rear end, clips it on the grass, and bang, into the wall goes Ando Scott, but he's got engine damage. I'm not so sure if that's going to be a VAC call because he has just pulled it into the pit lane. Right on cue, actually, so it actually worked in with his favour. So I don't feel like that's going to be a safety car call for the 787. We see Green now going past the man at 787, but a huge costly mistake there by Ando as he was closing up towards Fafatellis.
Yeah, well, actually, obviously you may have missed it at the start, but Woodsy has had some pretty big moments in that number 50. So coming around here, he did get on the grass. What is he doing there? Got to be careful there. You can get a half-second penalty, but yeah, he's had some really big moments. He was fighting up the lead, but yeah, coming around the last corner, he did get the grass through the second last corner and then the last corner on the left-hand side, and then just lost all the grip and did end up looping it around. So yeah, Woodsy, not the best day to start, but we'll wait and see on what he can pull through with him and Jerome O'Shea towards the end of the day, because you know the CP cars have kind of really been battling us for most of the Enduros, with obviously Dan Wood being the 2021 Trackstars Touring Cars champion. Then we have Jackson Austin in the 2022 champion. We actually have a couple of champions on the grid. We have Wade, who's the 2022 TS2 champion, and then we have Green, which is the current TS2 champion. So we've got a lot of fast guys on the field at the moment. So yeah, it's going to be a interesting one come the end. But yeah, we've got some quality drivers there, and you know we got sitting and looking at the current main series champion in Hamza. So yeah, now that he's participated in this one, he will get, obviously, you know, even if he DNFs, he'll still get points, and enough points for me to not catch him. So yeah, he's doing a solid job there, and you know, hats off to him. But yeah, a lot of quality drivers in the field, and you know what we got on the field. It's definitely good to see. And I also heard that you have croissants, so if you can send one up to Sydney, that'd be nice.
Absolutely. I'll try and see if I can get them through. I'll see if I can get a ship crate of croissants to Sydney. I'll be able to do that for you, yes, my friend. But it looks like Matt Simmons actually closing a gap a little bit, so he's actually got a little bit more confidence now. The gap was about 8.1 a few laps ago, but it was seesawing between 7.9 to 8 seconds. But it looks like he's just taking a little bit more time there. Austin just hit a 3:04 on that last lap, and we can just see a 3:03.3 for Simmons. So he's definitely closed up a lot on this lap here. Fafatellis just runs it wide again. So obviously it's not the ideal line, but you can be surprised that it can give you some grip And it sounds a bit weird. It can give you a little bit of grip because you could just run the car wide without hitting it onto the Armco. But as well, as we saw with Endo Scott, there is also a danger side to running it wide onto the grass there. You could just loop it, and then you cause yourself some engine damage. So very unlucky for him. And as we also have Chris Lashbrook here, he's doing a very nice job there, holding the car steady in P6. Doesn't look like he's had a bad race. He's running some lap speeds that he knows that he can run to his absolute best. He's not obviously competing with the guys ahead, but he's doing a good job to keep himself a good gap between himself and Green in 7th place. So I think Lashbrook will be very happy as he just almost puts it into the Armco. They're almost giving him the commentator's curse there, but he's doing a good job holding on to P6. And Green, like you said, his first outing in the Touring Cars Championship after claiming the Touring Cars TS2 Touring Cars Championship a couple of weeks ago at the same track. So a lot of history for the man that was running in the car 232 CP Motorsports Nissan GTR to now running car 20 Robert Sport Racing. Their final outing in Trackstars Racing Series. We have to remind our viewers at home that it is Robert Sports Racing's last outing in the main series of Trackstars Racing Series. From now on, it will just solely be a privateer team in the hands of Richard Robertson and our good man in Robo Sport. So he's doing a good job holding on nicely with his team in 7th place and 9th place with Craig Harcourt running in 9th place. And with Craig Harcourt, he'll be looking to take over the Robo Sport Racing name and rebrand it to RN Racing for 2024. So very exciting times for that team, and with the new leadership in Craig Harcourt, I'm pretty sure they'll do a very good job there. But some good early pace there so far by all of the drivers ahead in 1st, 2nd and 3rd. But with Hamza clawing his way up through the field, he'll be looking to get onto the back of car 55 very soon.
Yeah, definitely. He'll want to get on that one, but yeah, unfortunate as you said for Robo Sport Racing. You know, their last race out here in Trackstars, but you know they've been here for a long time, and they're essentially one of the longest running teams here, as well as obviously It's Racing and yourself. So yeah, big hats off there to Robbo. He's done quite a good job at the moment, running that team here and doing the best that he can. So yeah, it's hats off to him, and we'll wait and see what Rusty can do with RN Racing next year. But yeah, so far so good. Long day, long race, as we have everyone in the chat there. But yeah, Simmons is starting to really close that gap down to Austin. 7.2 last lap, 6.8 this lap. So he's on the charge here. Can he get himself into P1 there for that car to be in P1 for the next stint, or P2? We'll wait and see there. But yeah, it's going to be it's a quick one so far. You know, we can see there with a 303, 4, 37, 33 and 32, and then you know Austin had that 304 flat, which kind of really had that chunk got taken out of him there. So yeah, it's going to be a good race between these guys, I think. And then you know, obviously the likes of the stuff, who's actually got past Bonjuvi on the track down to Fafitellis. So yeah, it's going to be a good race, I think, with some of these lead drivers, and then chuck some big names in. Obviously, you know, Andrew Lee, and then Noodles in Candinolian, and then we have Matt Hall running in TS, who was running in TS2 as well. He's jumping in the AGU car. So you know, we got a lot of drivers here that you know we haven't seen before as much, and then you know, chuck Muffin in as well. You know, I think if Muffin did race a whole TS2 campaign, I reckon he would have been a definite probable champion. So we'll wait and see on that one. But yeah, I'm excited for this race. You know, it is the final race of the year, and you know, as always, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and supporting the series. Definitely goes a long way. But yeah.
Absolutely, and it's always very good to see all the key drivers and all the big names coming in for the last round, just to give it a go, just to round up the year 2023. It's been a great year in Trackstars Racing Series. We've crowned so many new champions. We've brought in so many new drivers, some talented drivers from the TS3, TS2 ranks, and brought them into the main series to participate in the Trackstars Touring Cars Enduros. So it's been a really good year for all of our drivers, and it's been a really strong year. We've had a bit of a rocky road event here, basically within this championship. But the good thing is as well, with these guys here that everyone shows up. They know they've got a duty to do. They show up, they come race, they have a good time. Whether you're running lonely up in the likes of P3, but you're with Fafatalis, but could be potentially overtaken by Hamza. If it gets overtaken by Hamza and Hamza moves up to P3, I'm pretty sure the AGU camp will be super happy with that performance at the end of the first stint. Or whether you're the likes of Lashbrook, Green, having a good solid run there, running in that midfield pack, or if you're at the back as well with Craig Harcourt and David Oldman as well, down in 10th place. And I believe the likes at the back there as well, with Dan Wood not having the best runs as you mentioned, and Jarman Dellis as well, and as well as we saw there with Ollie Dowswell, a few laps behind. So a bit of work to do in car 32 over the next few stints there. But as I am the main driver of that car, I'll be doing my absolute best to get that car through. We're only 2 laps down, so that's pretty good. So we're not too far back.
You just went 3 laps down. Yep. Yeah. So you did get it back at the safe. You would have got one back at the safety car. Actually. Yeah, so it's either 2 or 3, but I'm pretty sure he's just gone back down, so he's just getting out of the way there of Dallas there. But yeah, we have people in the chat there, and hello Kaizen, CP destroying the gold standard, mate. The only reason we are running the gold livery is because we've got the team's championship, mate. But yeah, appreciate that one. And the actual CP car running to the back of Matt on the safety car on one of the safety car restarts, so he had the damage. So he dropped back to P10 and he's back up to P2. So yeah, but
closing up a little bit now. He's still holding on to those
6.1.
303s there. Look at those 303s that Sims is actually putting through. 303 flat as his fastest. 303.4, 303.7, 303.3, 303.2.
We've done a lot of testing on that. We were running in the 304 or 305s at the start or middle of the week, and we've done quite a lot of bit in the tune, so we pretty much completely flipped the tune, and majority of the tunes that we had for this year didn't work here. So St. Croix throwing another spanner in the works, so pretty much started from a clean slate, so back to square one. So it wasn't ideal. Obviously with Matt doing the Magtech event, and then he's got an ACC Enduro this afternoon, so he's doing a lot of racing this weekend, so hats off to him, and obviously we appreciate him going down. I think either Noodles or Andrew's doing that ACC event too, but Matt sets a purple sector there, nearly on for a 302, but yeah, I think Speedy's keeping him at bay, so I think he's not really closing down too much per lap, because he's still in the 303, so Speedy's really unlocked something in that car as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it did show some good practice pace and qualifying pace, but unfortunately with the stewards review and report that the car one was actually using the wrong size wing throughout the practice and the qualifying session, actually gave him a disqualification from the proceedings of running in the top 10 shootout. So we couldn't really see the potential of what car number 1, or what is car 12 in the hands of Matt Campbell, the American touring cars driver, to run the car number 1. Fortunately for him, was not able to get into the top 10 shooter after the disqualification of using the big wing instead of the standard size. So, but even if you throw a standard wing, doesn't matter what you throw at Jackson Austin. You throw him a big wing, small wing, Lexus, a Honda, or a Nissan. The man will make any car fly and any car go as fast as possible, and he's still running up very nicely in those 3-minute 3s, in that 3-minute 3 bracket. But he has got Matt Simmons closing him down just ever so slightly. I think just a couple of tenths here and there. It's not seconds, but he's still holding on. There you go, as he sets another 303.3, and we're going to see Matt Simmons crumbing across the line now into a 3-minute 3.1. So yeah, he's closing up very slowly, but it's only 3 laps to go here, DJ. So there's not much to go. In the likes of Simmons closing up to Austin, but if these boys are running the same pace as they are right now, it's incredible to see what it's going to be towards the end of the night. We can see the likes of Jackson Austin, Matt Simmons, you throw Andrew Lee there in the mix. It'll be absolutely incredible to see the finale of that race.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, especially with this one, because time-wise we are going to be running tight. So who's going to be in what car at the end? I think it's going to be a bit of a flip of a coin. So we may see me in the car, we may see Matt in the car for the final stint. Not too sure on that one, but we'll wait and see on how it goes. But we'll jump back here to Hamza, who's on track to possibly take 3rd place here. Obviously we are on lap 27 of 30, so we are, you know, 2 laps under what it has on screen. So we did red flag at the end of lap 2, start of lap 3. So yeah, sitting at an hour 21 gone so far in this 28 lap stint. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of about an 8-hour-ish day. So, you know, long race. You know, anyone wants a sim race, come race on Sundays with us. We do long races. So, you know, good enduros. We do like the enduros. Kind of keeps everyone involved and definitely spices it up. You know, there is trophies on board for this one. So Andrew Lee will get one for pole position, but then obviously, you know, we'll get trophies for the top 3 placed cars here at St. Croix, as we did for Kyoto and Bathurst. So yeah, it's going to be a big one for everyone at the end of the year. So honestly, I don't know about you, Nick, but I'm excited to have a bit of time off.
Yeah, absolutely. I think 2023 has been a huge year for all of us here at Track Stars Racing Series. I think well deserved a break at the end of it, and an exciting 2024 to come through for Track Stars Racing Series on our home of Sunday night racing in Australia with Track Stars Racing Series, the fastest sim racing platform that you guys can see. You jump into an SF19, SF23 for us in the championship, or you run with us in our GT500 championship. As we see Hamza, he doesn't clip, doesn't get any damage there. Might be a bit of net code next to his name. Getting into barriers there, but yeah, any forms of high octane, fast-paced racing, Track Stars Racing Series is your race, is your home. All that fast adrenaline, the fastest cars that we run, and giving it a red hot crack as we see cars flying down the long neck straight at about 300 kilometers an hour down this long stretch. So it's some good fun racing, but it's all about the strategies, it's all about planning, it's all about getting the mind in tune to absolute perfection. As we've seen with the likes of Hamza throughout the whole 2023 season, he's done that. That's why he's going to be the champion legs at the end of this race. That's why he's going to be the champion of 2023.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's holding, I guess, struggling to get past Baffel's a little bit here. He's a little bit impatient. Might be Hamza. He knows he's got 2 laps to go, and 2 laps around 10.8 kilometer circuit. You do get a little bit impatient when it comes to following a car. As obviously seen a couple of moments there, he has run a bit wide on corners that we normally don't see him run wide, and then obviously with the dirty air coming from that Lexus AG Motorsport, doesn't look like he's very settled. Following another car, he's 95. We haven't seen him too much at the back of the train or in the mid back throughout the whole season, right? And looks like he's not really coping too much of it. He's not used to this unfamiliar territory of following someone in third year, but he might get a good run here. Might bomb it up into turn 3 as he goes through. No, he doesn't. So he does the right thing, pulls out of it, stays behind, and we'll just have to negotiate the next few sections into the next bit of straight.
Yeah, you know, I think he was running, obviously, you know, leading for the first couple of rounds, and then I think either I passed him or someone passed him, and we're in a voice chat, and he just goes, "Ew, the car doesn't handle properly." Oh, big moment there for Hamza on the exit of turn 5. So yeah, turn 5-6 sequence. So look, I don't even know. I think he just maybe probably got on the power a little bit early there. The replay with ages back, but yeah, he's not really one with the dirty air. He hasn't had much of it, but he started to have a lot of it coming in towards the end of the season. So yeah, running a real alternate line there to Fafitelis. Hits the apex, but
hit the apex. Yeah.
Car just.
That's a very interesting mistake.
Looks like the turbo or something like that. Maybe the turbo lag got a hold of him and it just kind of spat the car sideways. But yeah, I think I was in a voice chat with him, and then the first time he got dirty air, he goes, "Holy yuck, is this what you've been coping all year?" I'm like, "Mate, this is all I've been getting all year." So yeah, he was definitely like, he wasn't one running with the dirty air, but yeah, coming towards the end of the season, you know, he was getting a little bit more of it, you know, dropping back and stuff like that. And I managed to close some points down to him in the championship, but yeah, just I think he's like 403 in front of me coming into this one, so there's still like 420-ish points up for grabs. So, but yeah, so it's interesting to say the least. But I think with a lap and a half to go, I think he's just probably going to stay out. It's going to be better, safer than sorry to leave that in the hands of whoever drives us next, whether it obviously be himself or Andrew or I think it's Paul is his first name, Noodles. So yeah, it's going to be interesting on what they might be able to get here, but Matt got that gap down to 5.7, so he's closing, but not enough to get that there. So I think these guys are pretty much well settled into their positions now at the moment here at the end of this stint. Here obviously sitting on lap 29 at the moment of 30. Confusing everyone because the laps don't equate to what they're actually on, but yeah, it's going well. But Lashbrook up into P8 here, Green up into P6 on his Trackstars main series debut. What a track to debut at. I know I've been in a lot of chats with Greeny this week so far, and he's like, you know, I don't like the track, I don't like the car and stuff, so he's not kind of favoured at the moment yet, but looks like he started to pull some sort of pace out. Oh, the wind's changed, that's what's happened, it's gone to a different wind.
It's the infamous words that we've been hearing in 2023 in the main series, is that wind direction and all the character changes that a car has from one point to another is absolutely huge. So we did see Lashbrook up into P6, but he has dropped down a couple of positions behind the likes of Green and Scott in 6th and 7th place, so probably made a mistake on his end there. But I set another personal best of his laps there, 3:05.2, so he is starting to get into the rhythm now. He's starting to feel the car a little bit more. He's starting to really get a handle of this car 20 and is about to give the car to his teammate in Wardos. Ando just clips the barriers on the back of there. I'm not so sure if he picked up any damage next to his name. No, he hasn't. So just little graves there, but nothing to it. But I really have to say, the man of the match performance there from what I've seen through to my late appearance is actually Fafatellis, car 55. He held on very nicely there. He's still holding on to 3rd place and ahead of Hamza, with Hamza still running around with that damage. You know, it's so funny with Hamza when he runs around with damage. One noticeable event that strikes to mind was the Road Atlanta race 1. Picked up damage. He had incredible straight line, incredible grip on through the windy section, through the S's, and through all the corners. But as soon as you put him on a straight, he was just absolutely nowhere, and it just made sense. But you could just see how much he closes up through all this section, like through all the corners and the fast mid-corner speeds that you can get there. He's closed up to 1.2 there. It was about 1.5 going down the hill before we went down the hill. So it's just a talent. The talent that Hamza's got in that car that he's got is absolutely incredible. And not even Von Duvy's actually closing up to him at all. So for Hamza to still hold on there, now he drops it down to a 2nd. But now they're going on to the long neck straight. He's going to really suffer a lot with that damage there. But I think for Fafatellis, I think that is definitely a solid drive for the man in car 55, and I think that's a really worthy driver of the day, a driver of the stint rather, for Fafatellis. But a one man that's overcome it all. Jackson Austin starting from last place in car number 1, getting a disqualification from the start of the race after what was a technical infringement on his car. Number 1 has scraped it all away, has thrown it all in the rubbish and said, I'm starting fresh again in this morning on a Sunday morning, and we are here to claim victory here at St. Croix as car number 1, and Jackson Austin takes the first stint of the St. Croix 1500 to hand over to his teammate in Matt Campbell. And then Matt Simmons, a gutsy effort there, couldn't find his way through to get into P1, but it has closed the gap nicely to Jackson Austin at the end there. And Fafatellis, the lead Lexus driver, is going to come home around into P3 as he negotiates the next couple of corners, unless Ridwan goes for absolute dive bombs and absolute sends in the last corner. And in that case, it's going to belong to Fafatellis. A great solid drive there on your 3rd outing in Trackstars Racing Series and on a great track here at St. Croix. Takes home P3 for this stint there, and a huge performance there, a huge confidence boost for the man in car 55 as we see Hamza and Von Duvy rounding up the top 5.
Yeah, definitely, that was a solid stint there, mate. I've got to agree with the effort with Fafatellis, doing a solid job there. P3, mate, that's absolutely fantastic. What more could you ask of him? Look at the 2 drivers that he's got in front of him, Matt Simmons and Jackson Austin. I think after that, we take those. That's what you want. So, but yeah, that's definitely there. Josh Green coming across in P6, Andrew Scott P7, about a minute and a bit off the lead there, but they're solid work for those guys. Obviously, we will have a progressive grid, so where you finish is where you start, and then we have Chris Lashbrook coming across in P8. Dan Wood getting together with Matt Simmons under safety car coming onto the bridge. That was a bit of an iffy moment there in P9. Jarman Dallas was running P3 for a little bit at the start, coming through P10. So not sure what happened there. I think he may have got a bit of damage or something rather like that. Then we have Craig Harcourt coming through P11 here. Got a bit of work cut in for you. So we'll wait and see what you got. He's giving it a bit of a show there, but
He's giving us a show. That's classic Ollie there for sure there. But he's the last of the runners here. Ollie Dowswell is now looking to find the nearest bathroom at St. Croix just to throw up his guts. So he's in 13th place, having a good job there. But, he's done a fantastic job to bring the car home. And what a race it's been to give Jackson Austin the first advantage in Stint 1 here at St. Croix 1500. And that is our dead long track here, Ryan. But when all the action is exciting and when you have some exciting racing and some great, it's incredible to see, what drivers can do, put on some marvelous performances and really get themselves up towards the pecking order.
Yeah, definitely. They put on some solid performances there. You don't have to have the fastest lap, but you can still get a good performance there. As you can see there by Fafatellis, his fastest lap is a 3:05.7. So he's a little bit off the pace there, but consistency paid off for him there, and he's the lead Lexus driver at the moment, and he's going to put that into some good hands of the next driver for that AGU car. But yeah, it's going to be a long day for that car or any car on the grid really. So yeah, but it's going to be wait and see. But for that, ladies and gentlemen, that's Stint 1 over and out. So we're going to be opening the room for Stint 2, trying to get it done and on the go as quick as we can. So as I said, we are a little bit behind, so if we can try and make up some sort of time, it's going to be good. But for that, there, ladies and gents, that is Stint 1 over and done.
Absolutely, great stint there, great stint by all, and it's so far the lead goes to Jackson Austin and CP Motorsports, car number 1. What will we see from the man in car number 1? Can we see a comeback charge from car 55, or will we see the 96 throw a surprise as we saw with Matt Simmons at the end of the stint there, or will we see more surprises down the order? We'll find out in due time. But for now, tune in, stick around on the Track Stars Racing Series YouTube channel as we bring all of the action here live on this beautiful Sunday morning here in Australia, but it's in the early hours of France, for the St. Croix 1500.
Alright, ladies and gents, we are back here. We are ready to go for Stint 2 here at St. Croix. We're going to have a couple of different drivers on the grid here. Some drivers are going to be the same, some drivers are going to change. So wait and see what happens. But yeah, wow, what an end to Stint 1. That was crazy. But we have Nick under control here, so... interesting couple of laps ready to go. We've got a bit of time to make up here. Unfortunately, we're a little bit behind. But looks like I think Nick just had to fix it up. But here we have, ladies and gentlemen, so we are out with one commentator, we're in with another. It's we haven't seen him for a while. I didn't get to commentate with him at TS2 at St. Croix and TS3, but as far as I'm aware, he did a good job here with Nick there. But obviously, welcome to my other commentator in Chris Lashbrook, mate, smashing Apex. How was that first stint? Looked like it was a bit rough there. I screwed up the grid, so everyone was a little bit off there. But yeah, no, how was the first stint?
Hey Ryan, thanks mate. It was pretty wild to be honest. The wind changes were pretty obvious to start off with. A lot of the brake markers were changing so much, and let alone from that, you know, I finished 8th in that first stint, which I was pretty happy with, but I certainly wasn't 8th quickest on the track though. It just goes to show, you know, you don't have the ultimate pace, you really need to be consistent. We saw plenty of drivers get damaged, Ridwan, Woody, Matt, and I mean, Green had engine damage, and just from that alone, you know, I made a lot of spots on the grid. So if you just keep your nose clean, if you don't have that ultimate pace, you're going to make a lot of positions on the track without overtaking them, essentially. So I was able just to not get too much damage, and from that, I made up a lot of positions on track. So I was very fortunate for that. I did make a crucial error to not pit as soon as the safety car was called. But outside of that, yeah, I'm pretty happy at the moment. Up 2 positions for where I started, so still a long race to go. And if these drivers can not get any damage, but in the meantime, you know, drop a second or whatever, then, I mean, they're going to make positions regardless, because there's going to be a lot of damage out there. And Aussie already with a big tank slap on the outlap. My goodness. So, yeah, really have to be consistent on this track, Ryan. I mean, turn 2, it's very easy to miss a brake marker there, and the thing with this track as well, if you make a mistake, if you miss a brake marker, go wide, you lose so much time and it's so hard to make it up. So I'm very, very interested to see who can keep on the track and who's going to put it in the wall for this next stint.
Yeah, definitely. Back on your little note there, obviously, you know, you come through P8, solid work there, you've handed it over to Liam. This is going to be the first time we've seen Liam in main series, but they're all, looks like they're underway, ready to go. And yes.
Yeah, very, very excited for Lamb. He's a little bit nervous, but I'm sure he'll do a fantastic job, because he is a fantastic endurance driver. He's one of the most consistent that I'm aware of. I've seen the practice he's putting throughout the week, so I'm sure he'll be all right. Like I said, he was a bit nervous, but I'm sure he will do a fantastic job here in his mains debut. So,
yeah, definitely. You know, it's his first race essentially in main series, and he's been chucked into a 1500k enduro. So, but you know, he's got the pace, he's got it. We saw it in the Lexus. So, you know, in TS2, obviously, I think I just saw some yeah. So he's doing well so far. But yeah, back on your note of consistency, mate. Fafutelis did an absolute fantastic job here. He brought the 55 AGU home in 3rd place, so he was just consistently running, you know, kept it out of the wall, kept it out of damage, had a bit of a fight with Jarman, and yeah, come through in P3, so done a absolutely phenomenal job there, you know, he impressed me, and yeah, he's done a solid job there, and you know, if people were doubting his eligibility and, you know, can race in main series, mate, that just cemented it there, so yeah, he's done well so far. You know, Aussie up here, Slappers up into P5. Then we got Ward P6. So yeah, it's done a bit of a good job. Obviously, you know, I did have the grid a bit up up for the start. But yeah, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting one here. We have seen Lamb drop from 8th to 12th. He's probably just getting his head around the car, and I think in Malaysia, I think it's like all the hours of the morning. Tank slapper there, going around that corner, kept it out of the wall. Solid job there, but yeah, so it's going to be interesting for him. But you know, I think I'm expecting some good things from Lamb to come. So we'll wait and see what he's capable of, and where he can bring that for you guys coming at the end of the day. Because you know, obviously you had Sandwith with you, but unfortunately, probably family stuff has left Sandwith out. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Lamb can do. You know, it's going to take him a couple of laps to settle in. So wait and see there. Obviously, first lap of 27 here, 31st lap of 57 so far. So it's going to get more confused, but. Yeah, I'm excited, but we see here we jump up to the front here. Matt's taking an early lead here from Campbell for P1. Obviously, we did have Austin in the number 1 car. They are obviously running a special number there. It is granted under special consideration due to speed being in the car. So only for Enduros. Other than that, Matt's in the number 12. So, but yeah, so far is Matt's currently in an It's Racing sandwich. So Hamza did get some damage at the end there. He was charging the back of Fafatellis, and he ended up, I think he was running a little bit deep into one of the corners, and he got some damage, so it wasn't ideal. But yeah, it was not too bad. But Hamza making an early move there for Campbell. But I think if Campbell could just kind of keep it consistent, he'll either jump back in the car again or hand it over to Austin in a decent position. But yeah, it's been pretty spicy so far at the start.
Yeah, a fair bit of movement already, as we've seen a lot of drivers moving at the moment. I think Land just needs to get his feet wet and shake off those nerves. I can speak from that experience. I think he's dropped off to P12 or 13 there, but already a fair bit of movement in the field here. Ooh, yeah, so these guys need to... they're probably racing really hard, and look, this is how people got damage earlier in my stint. When you're in the pack and trying to make positions, you know, it's very easy to get out of rhythm and miss your brake marker and get too early on the throttle. It's a very rhythmic track. You really need to stay consistent with all the inputs to make sure you don't get any damage, because I'm sure maybe you've done this with your car, Ryan, but, you know, everyone's talking about the straight line speed, the stability, maximising that straight line speed. So when you're racing one-on-one with each other, you're losing so much time and so much easier to make mistakes. So I think some of these guys might need to take a bit of a breath and just get into a groove before they start attacking too much. And it's so against your natural instinct, isn't it, right? You want to fight, you want to push, but it's still a long way to go.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's a long race here. 139 laps around St. Croix. You know, you're looking at a 10.9k circuit, 139 laps. We're looking at 8 hours of racing. So it's going to be 8.5, nearly 9 hours. I think last year was 9.5 hours. It was a very long race last year. But yeah, you know, it's an endurance race. It's not a sprint, so people don't really need to settle. You know, it's 27 laps. Yeah, we break it into stints, but you know, it's enduro, guys. Like, yeah, people need to calm down. But so far, so good. We haven't seen any kind of big mishaps with cars. I think it's just been people pushing cars and they're just running off circuit and stuff like that, so they're making mistakes by themselves. So, you know, that's just people pushing cars and finding their limits. But sometimes they push the limit a little bit too far, and they get that there. But Captain Muffin and Aidan Holton on the charge here, trying to take 4th place off Kosterok. He's done a very good job there for that number 787. So we'll see what Halton has in charge for this car. We know he was quick in quali, so I think he did a 303.8 or something like that in quali. So he was pretty rapid in that Lexus there for WTC Racing. But yeah, he's doing a fantastic job there. But you know, we'll wait and see on what he can do. But yeah, I'm excited for some of these drivers what we might be able to grab from him.
Absolutely, you are right about Holton. He was absolutely rapid in quali and leading up as probably the quickest Lexus driver in the field at the moment, including co-drivers. And I think, yeah, with Clearo now, we'll see what he can do. Very impressive for him and his team to get that Lexus under wraps and compete with the Nissans. Not saying there's a parity issue at all, Ryan, but we know the traits of the Lexus. There's a lot of rear oversteer snap, a lot of initial torque goes to the rear tyres, so it's very difficult to get the right throttle application. You can tune around it, but there is a lot of driver skill that comes into it. And we know what Holt is capable of, and is to be able to transfer that natural ability into the Lexus. I'd probably tip this car to get a very good result today. Ando did have a bit of an up and down first stint there, but Holton's grabbed it and put into P4 at the moment. So I'd probably say these guys are one of the favourites to win today's Lexus Cup, considering, you know, any damage or anything that can happen at the moment. So, and to keep in mind, if we look at the wind, Ryan, it's parallel to that back straight. I was wondering why I was going so slow down there, but the wind direction is playing. The wind direction is playing such a role, especially in these first 2 or 3 sectors. You really have to be mindful, because if you miss your brake marker, like I said, there's a lot of marbles. Just that hairpin right there where Lamb is going through right now. You get caught in the marbles out there, your lap's gone pretty much. So you really need to be aware and mindful of the car whilst trying to race other people, whilst trying not to crash. There's so much all at once. It can be very stressful. But yeah, Lame Heath currently running 13th. He's probably just getting his feet wet at the moment. Regardless, very proud of him. You just need to shake off some nerves and that sort of thing, and he will come good at the moment. So yeah, and it looks like Jarman is in the pits at the moment.
Safety car.
Safety car, right?
We actually have a safety car for the rest of the.
We have the safety car. There we go.
Yeah, so we didn't have Nick. He was rowing. So he didn't make it for the first one, and then obviously, you know, Ollie was feeling sick. Apparently he's been sick, and even apparently during that race he had to go throw up. So I think that's why he was in a bit of auto drive or something like that. But yeah, so we do have a safety car for the rest of it. Unfortunately, this will be the last stint for me streaming. You will have Jarman, Luke, and Nick, I think, maybe. But yeah, so stint 2 will be the final one for me for the day. So unfortunate, as I know everyone likes my quality streams, because, you know, they're all clear and how we are. But no, it's been good so far. But yeah, we'll wait and see on what the rest of the day brings. But yeah, I'm excited. Here, you know, Lamb, as you said, just finding his feet. You know, he's jumped into main series for this race. You know, he probably would have, you know. He's at bay with the Lexus. He loves the car, as far as I'm aware, and yeah, you know, he's quick. He's come onto the scene this year. TS2 running for the championship. Only lost it at the end there, but yeah, you know, give him to the, you know, midway this stint. I reckon he'll be kind of up there. You know, if we have a safety car, I think he'll try and battle with these guys. But I think, you know, the other thing is we've got drivers in here that have been doing main series and co-drives and stuff like that for, you know, onwards of a year or so. So, you know, he's a fresh face. So, you know, I'd expect him to be a little bit down towards the back for his first couple of laps and stuff, but yeah, we'll wait and see on what happens. But you know, I'm excited to have some new drivers coming through, so yeah, solid work from him, and hats off. But at the moment we've got an Ints Racing 1-2 there with Matt Simmons out in first place, with Ridwan Hamza 5.5 seconds behind, and then Matt Kemp keeping at lap pace so far with Hamza from what I can see, so it's only 1.1 behind. So yeah, it's going to be a interesting one to the end of it.
Yeah, impressive stuff there for Campbell for the CP Motorsports Lexus Nissan GTR. Sorry there, but yeah, it looks like there's been a little bit of movement in the grid at the moment, but stabilised nonetheless. Kostok holding on to P6 there at the moment, fantastic result. And into 5th, as I just say that, looks like he may have made it, looks like Pig's falling down the order there a little bit. Maybe a bit of a tank slapper there. Maybe lost the rears a little bit. Not too sure what's happened here.
Damage.
But Kosrok's gone on here and he has damage. Yeah, that's going to play such a massive role. And that's something to point out as well, Ryan. It's one of those things, if you do get damage, you do really need to come into the pits. You might want to hold that track position, but you lose an incredible amount of time in these first few sectors here. And it's not really worth it to try, well, I've got track position, I'll try hold it. Especially in this phase of the race here, unfortunately, you really need to come into pit lane and get it fixed and put some fresh tyres and fuel on. We did see Matt pit early in that first stint with damage. Run the rest of the race, though, without having to come back in. And just from that undercut advantage and probably just raw pure ability as well, once the pit cycle was done and we went racing again, he was in 3rd. So
no, he didn't have damage. He just got out of the traffic.
Oh, well, there you go.
He did an undercut, yeah. So I thought he got damage when I saw him come in, but it turns out that he was sitting in traffic for a bit too long, so he thought, you know, I'm just going to let him go. And then he got out of traffic, got some new boots on, fueled up to the end, and then ran. But yeah, the last time he pit, just after the safety car went green, he actually had damage. So yeah, he done well to get back, especially considering on how compacted the field was. So, but you know, he just, you know, sometimes it makes bay for that, you know, to come in early, get out of the dirty air. You know, you might be burning time and just chuck some fresh boots on. But I think, you know, if you get damaged towards the end, you know, 2 or 3 laps to go, depending on the times of the car behind, you know, sometimes it may just help to stay out, just to keep that track position there. As we jump up here to P5, we've got O'Shea battling with Costa Rock at the moment. Costa Rock holding his own at the moment, I've seen for the last couple of rounds too. So he's done well, found some speed towards the end, but yeah, solid work there. But yeah, so a couple of hiccups with some drivers, but you know, they're having a good time. They're out racing on Sundays, so yeah, it's good fun, good times.
Absolutely, and for drivers like O'Shea and Race Pig as well, there's a bit of incentive here to get a result today. Unfortunately, the MSR car of Nick Patasso and Ollie, unfortunately, a few laps down due to, as you were mentioning before, some real life scenarios. So yeah, for Ward and O'Shea, third position in the championship outright is a real possibility between those two, and perhaps maybe some others. So we really need to keep an eye on those drivers and see where they end up finishing this evening. And so you can wrap up third in the championship. It's essentially the best of the rest, isn't it, Ryan, at this stage, isn't it? So we'll have to see who can, you can pull that up at the moment. It looks like Ward has come in. He's pulled the trigger to get that fixed, so maybe a bit of an undercut advantage. And we know he has pretty good pace. We know as far as an Aussie is in as well. Not too sure if he has damage as well. Yeah, so it's just something that we're going to have to keep pointing out, Ryan. You might not have the ultimate pace, but if you don't get any damage, you're going to make positions naturally. Costa Rock at Bathurst is a great example of not having a raw pace, but for a lot of that race, just kept out of trouble, kept the nose clean, didn't get involved in any drama, and he was running in, you know, top 5, top 6 for, you know, majority of an endurance race like this. Is completely different than, you know, compared to what we usually run in the mains.
Yeah, well, obviously, you know, we do a lot of sprint races and then we have enduros, but me personally off here, we do run a lot of iRacing enduros, the official one. So going back to that keeping your nose clean, you know, Nürburgring, 24-hour, first lap going down to where the jump is, and then after that, I ended up getting hit by one of the cars in front, rejoining. So I tried to aim for a gap, I missed, he hit me, I was in the pits for 6 minutes fixing damage. But from that point on, you know, we were just running our own race, we were dead last in 62nd position. 24 hours later, when we took the checkered flag, we come across the line in front. So, yeah, you know, we kept our nose clean. We had a couple of mishaps, but yeah, it paid off well. But yeah, I think Nick will get a lap back at either the next safety car or the next stint. But yeah, so far, obviously, you know, Nick is fighting on track with cars, but that's not actually on track positioning. So he's just trying to get back up the front and see what he can do. So, but you know, the battle for third is actually on. So I'm just under 300 points in front of Tareem, so it will be a bit of a stretch for me to Tareem to get second. So pretty much Ridwan has a championship. Yeah, so we'll wait and see on how that end stint goes, whether it be me or Matt driving or how it goes. We'll wait and see. But Hamza has settled that championship in, so big congratulations to him there. Patasso taking nearly. Oh, that's huge! Oh my, that was massive there.
Oh. Jeez, look, something about Nick, he's the most flamboyant driver I've ever seen. Every time this, goodness me.
He ran deep under brakes.
I'm not too sure if he got a tyre in the dirt as he was trying to slow down there, that kind of compromised his braking, but yeah, wow. I mean, bit of wind change there, maybe just looking out to over the fence there, looking at the lovely landscape here at St. Croix, but who knows? I'm more impressed with the save than the actual incident there. So fantastic by everyone there to not ruin each other's races, get any damage. Just goes to show, as I was mentioning, Nick Patasso has to be the most flamboyant, loose-headed driver I've ever seen. You drive any of his cars with his tune on it, Ryan, you're pretty much driving on a wet track with slicks on. It's absolutely insane how this guy drives a car. He really doesn't like any grip on his car at all. The more slide, the better, Nick says. But yeah, it's something to point out here as well, Ryan. You really need to be mindful in this endurance part here. Gaban's probably going to be racing Nick here, but you know, if I was him, I'd be like, well, here's a lap down. This isn't for position. A real race here is with O'Shea and Stavros. So it just really goes to show how your mindset and your approach is really different in enduros. It goes against your natural instinct and a lot to fight and defend, but This is where it pays to have a spotter. I wish I had someone in the mic with me, or in the passenger seat, just to be like, hey mate, or chill out, or push here, and do that sort of thing, because it's a mental battle. It's a journey just as much as it is a race.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the racecraft that you have in endurance, as you said, you know, any driver that races sim racing, you know, can tell you, you know, sprint race, you just hell for leather, send it to the end. But enduros, you really got to kind of take that step back, think for myself, you know, will this benefit me come towards the end of the lap? You know, we're onwards of nearly 2 hours into the race, and it's probably got another 5.5 ish to go. Nick, on track, as I said earlier, 4 position, yes, but the bands will still be P5 because Nick will be a lap down. So I think for me, if I was in Devanza's place, I'd be like, Nick, just go past me, and you know, I can try and see what I can do. So, but yeah, you know, that's the old thing. You know, if you don't do, it's come down to racing experience and stuff like that. But yeah,
absolutely, experience goes a long way in this endurance as well, Ryan. We look at Lamb, you know, capable driver nonetheless, and we all know that, but just the nerves and getting used to it all, currently running in P11, and we know he's probably quicker than that to be in P11, but just experience again, even for myself, you know.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm bad, but not saying I'm good either, but just the experience for me personally with these endurance races, it's just, you know, nerves and that experience, you know, look at Simmons, Ridwan, yourself, Holton, Nick, you know, they're experienced drivers outside of just having such natural ability as well, and it really goes a long way in these situations as well, as we were just talking before with Gabans, to just be mindful of his track position and who he's really racing against, and it goes such a long way. And even as well, Ryan, I noticed in my stint there, when you're fighting with someone on track, you lose so much time.
Yep.
I had a few little battles there with Von Duve and Faf in that first stint before it was red flagged, and you drop 2 seconds plus a lap, just kind of defending or attacking. So it plays such a massive role with this track, because this despite it's a very Grand Prix track, it's a very wide, you know, you can cut a lot of corners hard, that sort of thing. But despite that, there's only one racing line around, you know, 90% of the track.
Yeah, definitely. You know, getting back to your point there, you know, you are in your rookie season. You know, you started in TS2, you had a good outcome there, you got mains eligibility early on. Unfortunately, obviously, you know, Nick lost the driver in Tyler, so he had to jump in. And then, yeah, you know, the other driver there too. So, you know, for your first season and stuff like that, you know, other guys' first seasons too. But no, they're doing really good. So, you know, hats off to everyone, and you know, to yourself too. Still getting your feet there. You know, it is Lamb's first season in Trackstars in general. So, you know, it's his first season there, TS2. Now he's in main series racing at 1500k endurance. Like, you know, hats off to him. And I think for me, you know, just be like, well, send it, see what you got, and see what you can come home. So that's really all, you know, I'd kind of say, especially with seeing the other drivers on the grid. But no, solid work there from these drivers, and yeah, it can go a long way. The smart mental head can go a long way. In the long run. But yeah, 6 laps completed on lap 7 here on 27 for this stint too. We have Matt Simmons out in first place with 9.7 back to Hamza, and then a 3.4 second back to Captain Muffin. The other thing is, when you get into this enduro race at this track, because you know, there's such long straights and stuff, as you said with your battling, it's not only just this track, it is any track in the world. So I notice it a lot with iRacing. You know, if I'm a car behind, you know, I might be, say, on raw pace, maybe 5 tenths or 6 tenths slower, but if they're battling with another car in front, I can gain a lot of time back and then pass them and just be like, well, thank you, you guys can keep battling and then I'll go. So, yeah, the battling works, but, you know, sometimes you kind of want to think to yourself, you know, faster car behind me, do I just let him pass and try and stay behind? Or, you know, do I fight for him, risk losing another position? But, you know, there's a lot of things that are happening. At the same time, you know, you watch a brake markers, accelerator, trying to control the car. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But, you know, it's not for the faint-hearted. Sim racing isn't, but yeah, you know, it goes off to everyone out there. It's a really big community. You know, since COVID, we have seen the sim racing community essentially double, nearly triple in size. So
Yeah, absolutely. It's been such a fantastic way to get involved in, racing in some capacity if you can't afford the real life, go-karts and clubman cars. It can be quite costly. So yeah, the community is what makes sim racing, and it wouldn't be the same without all the involvement of all these drivers on track here. And I'm just noticing the race at the moment, first, second, third, and even fourth now. Just a few little healthy gaps at the moment. And something to be mindful of. Unfortunately, it's not iRacing. You can't just click in and take over. When we restart a stint, those gaps dissolve essentially.
Oh, Muffin! Oh, that's huge!
And engine damage. So it looks like Jarman's going to have to re-shove the boots there, put the helmet on, get that safety car out. Unfortunately, as we just caught him on board, bit of grass, yes, bit of grass there on the throttle, and the rears just go. That's so unfortunate for the WTC Lexus there. So it looks like Jarman's going to have to come out
so
here
close,
a little bit
because he's so close to the pits. It's 100%. Yeah, because he's so close to the pits, I think that is allowing Jarman to stay in. So he pretty much hit the wall and straight in the pits. We didn't need to burn any laps. So, as I said, we are running a bit behind time, so we're just trying to make up as much as we can. But I was running this car in practice. I haven't touched this livery, and I blinded my own self in the bonnet cam. So I don't know how I'm going to go for my next stints, but yeah, I don't know how it was on track, but yeah. Oh, red one.
You might need to put some sunnies on for your stint, mate, or some polarized sunglasses, or put a sheet over your screen or something. But yeah, geez, even just there with the sun reflecting off it there, I had to squint my eyes there a little bit. But nah, fantastic livery, paying homage to the teams and Drives Championship in its racing. So congratulations to you guys. Probably don't need to say that too much. I'm sure you've heard plenty of it enough throughout the week, let alone the livery. But fantastic job by you guys there. So Gabant's up into fourth after Holton's mistake there, and just even more track position for Nick to gain to potentially, if he can get himself one more lap back, he'll be back on a lead lap, and still early in the race. So if you're in Nick's position right now, and you got time on your side, I think there's a real chance you might be able to get that lap out, depending on what happens for the rest of the evening. But yeah, solid job here by Gabant's, holding on to fourth at the moment. Bit of a train just behind him at the moment though. I think there's Patasso, O'Shea, and Chris Burke currently in the good battle pack here at the moment, and looks like pretty keen to get around Gabant's, especially Nick here. Has a look up the inside. Can he get the car stopped here? Pinches him and gets around. Really clean driver by two of those guys right there at the moment. Good presence of mind by Gabant's as well. It's not turning too early, and Nick to get the brake markers. Oh, a bit of a touch. Wow. Fantastic car control there, and gets the high beams on, letting him know that he felt that bump. All right. Whoa, that is not easy to do. I'm not too sure what happened there, if he got a touch or if he just lost the rear. Yeah, bit of an overlap there by O'Shea, and he's turned in. I don't know, maybe Gabant's didn't know he was on the inside there, but fantastic car control there by Gabant's. These Lexus cars are so torque that the gain is so hard and so quick, so the control of that is absolutely insane. Anytime I see anyone catch these cars, whether it's the Nissan, the Lexus, or even the Honda in TS2 and TS3, like, props off to it. These cars are not easy to drive. They might have a lot of grip, a lot of power, but they're nothing like the Group 3 cars. It's not just another level up for the Group 3 cars. They're it's its own entity, these cars, and to tune around it, to race him at BOP, it's no easy feat. So fantastic there by Gabant. I need to make a compilation of this. There's so many compilations in my mind right now, Tyler, of people having incidents and near misses. It's quite epic stuff. But yeah, really good stuff there. But going to go Burke's having a sniff of O'Shea here at the moment. O'Shea, like I said, and Race Peak are racing for third in the championship at the moment. So a little pack here at the moment. The toe will be big, and keep in mind, Ryan, with the wind direction now suddenly heading to southeasterly way, getting that brakes on for turn 3 here is going to be tough stuff. When I noticed the wind going that direction, getting stopped to this corner was very, very hard.
I ran it in practice. I exited the pits, went into turn 3, braked on my normal spot, and I ended up chopping at Coles down the end of the road. So yeah, it definitely makes a big effect on the cars and the game in general. Burke really out wide there, a lot of marbles, but yeah, it definitely plays a lot in the cars. You know, the wind can change direction 180 degrees, and you'll get a tailwind down that back straight. You'll be doing anywhere up to 15 to 20 k's extra in the slipstream. So that's onwards of, you know, another 30 or 40 meters of braking. So you really got to take that into account. I know a lot of people that I've spoken to, they're like, oh no, I don't really take notice of wind. I'm like, mate, wind is the big factor in how the car handles. So, you know, for some people, you know, I don't practice with wind just so I can get a bit of car handling. So then really what I do with the wind is just, you know, change my driving. So, but yeah, not too bad there, but we've got reports from a safety car driver saying meal options are still lackluster at St. Croix. Just got given 2-minute noodles for his lunch. So, mate, look, we're on a bit of a skimping there, but you know, I thought they'd be able to look after you there, but we'll wait and see. But Patasso up into P4 on track, still sitting obviously in last place there, trying to gain some sort of time back to Matt, but doing 307s. I don't know if he's going to be able to, considering Matt's just popped out at 303.8. So 305.5 there as well. So I think when that wind changed direction slightly, might have taken drivers off guard there. But yeah, no, all he needs to kind of do is just kind of settle into a rhythm and punch out some laps. But Campbell still in P3 there, so solid job from him. But Costa Rock P4, O'Shea P5. So yeah, Costa Rock still only lost one position there to Hamza, so he's still sitting on track in a good spot there for that 55.
Yeah, it's a really good job by Vance at the moment. I'm sure we'll be wrapped with that position at the moment. And just going back on what you were saying about before, right, keeping an eye on the wind direction and the ever-changing conditions of this track, that's where experience comes in. You know, you might have a really good pace, you might be used to it, but when you get to these enduros and you have to be more of the wind, you need to look who you race, you're not what you're racing. That's not necessarily just ability or skills on the pedal or throttle on the wheel. That's just experience mentally to be able to understand and be minded. Costa goes wide, yet again another stage. He's got to tell you right at that back end of that section there, those sweeping corners. If you get a tyre on the dirt, on the grass,
yep.
you really need to collect the car so much. It looks like Burke's gonna get under this rear wing with the band's parking on the outside or play defensive. We'll have to see what happens here. We know that Nissan is really and he moves it over Caban's. Can he do a switchback Burke? Unfortunately not. Yeah, right for those guys there. But yeah,
he's got really good exit speed there.
Really good. Yeah, it's really hard to get that turn to Alderman currently transiting pit lane at the moment. Doesn't have damage, maybe just some fresh tyres and fuel for him, but HPR under pressure here by race peak at the moment. Yeah, HPR maybe starting to get used to it at the moment. Looks like Pig's going to have a dive here at the moment. Just lets him through. Really good presses behind that bike land. But yeah, as I was saying, Ryan, we turn to if you can really excuse the pun, smash that apex or hit that apex, you can really get really good corner exit. But there's such a possibility hitting that barrier on the inside. So there's a lot of ways to push the bands, just sliding on the rear end. He's been watching Nick's drive a little bit too much, I think, at the moment. But he's doing well the most. So Holton, P8 at the moment. P7, sorry.
Nick is screwing everything from position 4 down.
And he's the administrator as well, Ryan. You can't make this up, mate, can you? But yeah, Holton running in 7th at the moment. So I think something else as well, Ryan. I did already say this, but the gaps in those 21 seconds to Burke started next stint, that will essentially be a car width or so. So I mean, yeah, you really need to keep an eye on who you race, who you're around, because nonetheless, when the stint goes over again and rolls over, all those gaps will vanish.
Yellow flag. Burke's had a big moment coming onto the bridge. Whoa, gets that.
So easy to do. So easy to do that. It is so hairy entering the bridge there, Ryan. There's so many bumps, and the car gets unsettled in the front and the rear as well. So you really need a time when to get on the throttle, when to turn in. But very easy mistake to do. I just took it easy going in there that whole first stint, Ryan. I wasn't going to be racing for any sheep stations. I just wanted to get the car off the wall, but I did crash anyway nonetheless. So good recovery there by Burke. So we have to come to the moment. And another position for Holton Burke at the moment. So yeah, bits happening here in the mid pack. Looks like these top 3 though just running away with it at the moment. no pressure, nothing to really worry about at the moment. So, as the main driver, I should say, for yourself, Ryan, or co-driver, yeah, you must feel pretty good. Having a lot of trust and faith in your co-driver here to get the job done, and once you jump in, looks like you might be starting from the front, mate.
We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see on that one, and we'll wait and see on who's in the car. Obviously, as per the regulations, this will be Matt's final stint for the first two because you can't run more than two in a row. So, but yeah, he's doing a solid job there, adding P1. But we'll just stay on board. But yeah, you know, I have a lot of faith in Matt. You know, Matt's a master at his craft in his own right. You know, he's got the recognition and awards that he does for a reason, and you know, he's done that and earned it himself. So yeah, he's that 2015 GT Academy winner. You know, he's driven GT3s in real life, he's driven overseas, and I think he's trying to get back into a GT car eventually. That is his goal, but yeah, he's doing uni and stuff like that. But no, I love working with Matt. He's an absolute fiend at his job. You know, I did work with Liam back in 2021 in my first year at Trackstars for PLE. So, you know, I worked with him, and he really made me found a lot of speed. But since working with Matt, you know, I've just gotten even faster and more confident. So, yeah, big ups to those guys. You know, working with faster drivers can definitely help in that one. But yeah, so you know, he's mastering his craft. But we'll just we'll jump on board with Matt, and we'll stay on board with Matt. Sorry, for the end of the lap, just to see how he gets a handle of the car there. As I say that, he gets real antsy on the exit of the bridge there, coming onto the back straight. But full commitment here, out to the bridge, leaving nothing on track there. But we'll finish the lap here on the board, the number 95, and we'll wait and see on how we can wrangle this thing around the end of the lap.
Here to see how the It's Racing car is operating. I've got my notepad out at the moment, but I did want to point out O'Shea has jumped bands for fifth outright currently at the moment, so that might have been a move on track or something like that. So yeah, O'Shea's jumped bands for fourth outright at the moment, I should say. And wow, the commitment here in these corners, the precision is something to marvel at, right? I mean, I don't want to G him up too much. We know his prestige, we know his accolades in the real world, let alone on Gran Turismo as well. But as we've spoken about these cars and this track, it's no easy feat. So for him to have this ability to put in the time and hours is just as credible as it would be in the real life. You might draw, you know, different comparisons to the real world compared to sim racing, but you know, it's not just a game. You know, it's not a little game, a controller. You know, it takes a lot of work, a lot of hours, and if this is his passion, if it's anyone's passion, then you know, Matt Simmons is, you know, a real life living product of what he can achieve in the sim racing world, especially on Gran Turismo 7 and Gran Turismo Switches in general as well. So looks like Patasso is catching up to Campbell at the moment, not for position, but nonetheless to try to get a lap back at the moment. Fantastic consistency from him at the moment. And I still do say that, what have we got, 308, 307, 306, 305. I mean, you might think it's a few seconds apart, but as we said, wind change, with these cars operating, I mean, if you keep in that window most of the time, I still think that's props to anyone on the grid, whether you're a Matt Simmons or maybe not Matt Simmons. But if you are a Matt Simmons or, you know, a debutant like that, man, so getting consistency in this, and this guy, seriously, he needs... I just can't get over the way this guy drives. I've really drawn a lot of comparisons with Chaz Mostert, with how Nick drives. I've always wondered why he's still gaining time on me whilst the car is on a 45-degree angle. Exiting the corner, he's done it to me in lots of different cars. Yeah, I don't know if it's something to do with the controller or just himself, but I think the thing that makes Nick such a great driver is he can do those corrections when the car slides with ease. I've rarely seen him have a tank slapper or a slide, and he's lost it. And if you see him drive on it, especially in qualifying trim, this guy, he just corrects with ease. Like if my rear goes or if I slide, it's very hard for me to collect. I'm usually in the water slide, but it's just natural for him, and it really goes to show when the cars, how you tune the cars, how you drive. Everyone drives so differently, and that's what makes it so hard to tune the cars and prepare, is everyone's different. Me, I like a bit more of a boaty car. Nick doesn't like having a rear wing in his car and all the things in between. So it's such a skill to prepare the car, to prepare the enduro with. and to work around it. It's not, it's not the same for everyone. Looks like Nick had to pull up pretty hard there, but yeah, it's not the same for everyone when they drive the cars. Everyone has such a different style and how they drive, and it's not easy by any means. I'm sure you drive a little bit differently to Matt Simmons as well, and same with all the other driver pairings out there. So it could be little, could be big, but it's not the same for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Like me, I don't like a loose car. I like a real pointy car. So if I can get my car to point to the corners, I've driven some of Nick's cars, as you said, and Michael, and I don't know how he does it, but yeah, it's a lot easier to control on controller. It's a lot easier to control and regather on controller. So I think that's where we have an up on that one, and we can feel a lot of stuff on how the car's behaving a little bit more. I'm a little bit sketchy on controller, with losing the rear and stuff, but I've really come to terms with it lately. But yeah, me and Matt drive pretty similar. We run similar tunes and stuff like that, but I think he can just manage to pull more out of the car, obviously due to being on a wheel. So, he's on a wheel, I'm on a controller, but he can get more corner speed than what I can. But, I kind of match him on straight, stuff like that. But, it's just driving style and ability realistically. But end of the day, yeah, everyone has their own driving ability. I think Race Big as well, he likes a real loose car. I don't know about really loose, but yeah, I'd rather a pointy car. If I can get the rear to turn in, and yeah, it definitely helps in the big end on things. I was really struggling with the tune this week. The tune that we've used and all we've used over the season, nothing worked here at all. So as I said earlier to Nick, we started from a clean slate. I gave Matt the tune. I'm like, here, use this in space. He used it. He spun every corner. So he's like, I don't like it, and he pretty much overhauled the tune. I used it, and I was like, mate, I've got no turn in. The car just feels like an anchor. So, I've overhauled that tune again. So, we've just been tuning, and we finally managed to get our head around the car and stuff like that. So, yeah, it comes down to personal. But, yeah, and everyone's like, oh, it's just the Nissan, mate. It's not the Nissan. I put the same tune in the Lexus, and I get the same speed. So, it's obviously the tune. So,
trying to find excuses, Ryan. I'm just trying to cover
I did that.
I
did that.
Right,
what I do? I did it at Kyoto because I was running a test for Kyoto, and as I did it, I put the same tune in the Lexus, and I got exactly the same speed within half a tenth. So, but as you said on the controller, it's a lot easier to regather. But for me personally, I'd probably rather a wheel. I use a wheel for my racing. These guys do on the solo shop, but we've got a 38 lap stint to end. We're looking at onwards of probably an hour and a half-ish, maybe nearly an hour and 45, 2 hours to that end stint. So yeah, it's going to be a big one for those drivers at the end, but especially all the controller guys. Hope you brought some muscle relaxants or something, because it's going to be sore on the hands. But no, it's good fun sim racing all with the boys. I love it. They all have fun, and it is the final race here for 2023 for us. So we'll wait and see on what it can bring. But so far so good. Looks like. Where did he go? Costa Rock's had a bit of a mishap here. Probably gone into a pits for some fuel. Yeah, he has his fuel up, got some tyres. About halfway through. They can't make the end on a pit stop, on a no stop. So, but yeah. But yeah, it's good fun. I like our endurance races. They definitely spice up the championship, rather than just like sprint and stuff like that. So, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy racing with the boys and racing with Matt, mate. I do know that people are open to talk to Matt. He does do a lot of coaching if you need it. You can't hurt to message him and just be like, yeah, sweet, when are you free, when am I free? He'll talk to you. Send him a video of YouTube, record a lap and be like, hey Matt, can you, tell me where I'm going wrong here? And he'll tell you. That's simple, kind of the only thing that we can really do. But no, Liam in Vipers Ed does the same thing for me. I'm a close friend of his. Captain Risky, Matt Simmons, Andrew Lee, Guy Barbara, all the fast guys, they are open to helping all the people. I obviously started with Liam, but then I've now gone to Matt. So, my next one, who am I going to go to? So, but, they're all happy to help. So if people want to learn, they're all happy to help. I've passed on my learning to other drivers, and, it's definitely gone a long way. So, it can go a long way. Something simple, you brake it too late, carry more speed through the corner, stuff like that. So it can go a long way, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting craft on how you can get different car speeds with the same exact tune and same exact car. So
absolutely right. Yeah, some really good points there, mate. And again, I will say with the control, I do need to debunk a myth here, given know, my personal opinion, just because you're on wheel doesn't mean you automatically go quicker. We look at yourself, we look at Nick and Ward. Just because you're on controller doesn't mean you won't be as quick as the guys on the wheel. It's just personal preference at the end of the day. Yes, you might feel, oh, I need to upgrade from a controller to the wheel to get to the next level, but that's not necessarily the case. Yeah, you might tune the car and drive it differently to those on wheel, but at the end of the day, just because you're on control doesn't mean you might not necessarily have the ability, you know, to be as quick as some of these guys on the grid. You know, we saw Nick controller did qualify the car on the front row. Now, is that because he's not control? Is that because he's not on the wheel? Like, it's not really the way. You might drive it differently, yes, but it's no bonus. I just need to debunk that, because I guess when you get into sim racing, you know, you're talking about the community, how to improve, and some of these big names like Simmons and Barbara, as you've mentioned before, and again, Nick just sliding on that rear wing as usual. But yeah, as I was saying, it's not really, you know, it's not really the step up. It's not the next level. Yeah, I think regardless on what platform you play on, what you're using to steer the car, whether it be controller wheel, it's not, you know, one's not necessarily better than the other. You just have to
100%,
do whatever you do. You know, when I first got my first Logitech wheel, I thought I was going to go faster, but I ended up going slower. Initially, because you have to get used to it all, you know. So it's not really blinding leads, because Churchill and Germany have posted on the YouTube here talking about the controller. I think German wrote, racing on the controller makes it easier to catch or do the drifting stuff on the controller, as it's much easier to handle the slide. I've played Need for Speed the other day, mate. I can't do it on the wheel, do it on the controller. It's just so much easier on the controller for that sort of thing. So
personal
need
preference.
to keep up that. So,
just personal preference, you know.
It needs to be believed that as well, isn't it? You know, or I need to get a wheel, I need to get a direct drive wheelbase, and it's I mean, the gear can maybe make a difference into how you feel with the car and those sort of outside things, but when it comes to your ability, especially these cars, all cars, just because you have a wheel doesn't mean you're going to go quicker. Just because you're on controller doesn't mean you're going to go slower. So, and you would know that as well, Ryan. You've been doing this whole season on controller, and you're P2 in the championship, you know. That's not because you are on controller. That's because of the way you drive, and you look at Nick and Ward as well. That's the way they drive as well. So you just have to clear that up, because I've only been doing this for 12 months now, and it's such an easy thing to fall into and to believe and think, oh, that's how you get there. You know, the gear doesn't make you go faster unless you've got hacks. And unwire and debunk the game.
It doesn't make you. It doesn't make you go faster in Bathurst when your quick release decides to send itself out the window. But you know,
that's all right. I can blame malfunction for that one. Though. I don't have to blame my abilities. I can blame the gears. The gear defines me. So I've got to decode there. But as you were saying before, with the community, the sim racing community makes it always one of the most inclusive gaming communities out there. So many sports like the FIFA, NBA 2K, so many other communities. I've always felt that the racing community, sim racing community, is the most inclusive, because you and I are competitors, and we're competitors all the time, but off the track, out of it, we're all here to help each other. So easy to get starstruck by people like Matt Simmons or Barbara, but you're talking to him and you're referencing to him as just another driver on the track. So yeah, very inclusive community, and I highly recommend anyone just want to give it a try, whether it's Track Stars or good friends down at Motor Motion or any other league here in Australia. By all means, go for it. But as we get back to the race, Nick has gone through pit lane, hypothetically P6 at the moment. So we go to the water. Looks like Simmons holding on to P1, Hamza, Campbell holding on to the top three. O'Shea's gone for a bit of a longer stint. I'm assuming Holton will go to the end, but looks like the field has shaken up a little bit. Lamb into 8th at the moment. It's probably just because maybe some people have transited pit lane at the moment. So, yeah, wow. I mean, look at that wind at the moment, Ryan. It's nearly five down that back straight there. As we get towards the end of the stint here, a little bit of tyre wear for some of the drivers at the moment. I'm not too sure if you felt it, but the tyres did fall off, but it wasn't that noticeable on track compared to other races we've done this year.
Sorry about that, I had my mic muted, but you know, that wind has ramped up there, and we do have a couple of people in chat there. Hello, Ben and Churchill, mate. But yeah, no, I think the only downfall to controller on GT is we only get about 80% steering angle, so we don't get complete angle. Let me jump to Nick. Wonder he is. So if you watch Nick coming in here, you know, we don't get 100%. We never have and we never will. even though our controller sensitivity might be up. So that's pretty much where he was there at that corner is all you've got. So, you know, some people race on motion as well, mate. If people race on controller with motion steering, mate, my hat goes off to them. You know, there's racing on controller and then there's that. Like, watch here. Yeah, so Nick's about...
One knock the controller out of your hand accidentally, would you? I imagine that.
Either that or if you like, you sneeze as well. Imagine you're going down a straight and you sneeze and you turn like side to side or something. That's crazy. But we got Matt in the pits here. End of lap 14, start of 15. Sorry, end of lap 15, start of 16. Jumping in there, getting his pit stop out of the way roughly just over halfway, so he'll be able to fuel up to the end, get some new boots on and then go. But Ridwan has managed to grab an extra lap here, so this, we'll wait and see on where he comes out. But Matt 14 seconds behind on this one, but yeah, long race ahead. But yeah, I think track position, he's still ahead of Cam and Matt coming out of the pit, so wow, what a gap that he had to Matt there in that one. But O'Shea into pits now as well, 8 litres of fuel, so Matt looks like he was using a little bit more fuel than what everyone else was. So, but yeah, Muffin up into P5, sorry, Ward P6, Nick last place obviously, P7 on circuit, HBR and Lamb up into P7, Nightwalker in P8, Costa Rock P9. Unfortunately, you know, we saw him come through P3, hasn't been able to kind of hold that there. Aussie Taylor P10, Burke P11, Ullman P12, Nick P13. Oh, he's got damage, so I wonder where he got that. He got it beforehand, so I think he might have got it at the end of the straight or something or other like that. But yeah, interesting to see on how drivers are going at the moment. So yeah, 14 seconds up the road. Ridwan takes first off Matt for probably the end of this lap. I'm not too sure what the fuel usage is like, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting one. I've been too busy worrying about the car, let alone how much fuel I'm going to get out of it. So, but yeah, I'm a lot thirstier.
The car as well.
Well, I'm a lot thirstier on fuel than a lot of other people, so I use probably a litre or two more fuel per lap. Look, don't get me wrong, I have no idea where it comes from, but yeah, it's just me. You know, I must like fuel, like how the car sounds. But no, it's going to be a long race ahead. You know, I haven't done any laps so far, so we'll wait and see on how I go in Stint 3. So it's going to be interesting, but we'll wait and see for that one. So, but yeah, long race ahead so far. But yeah, at the moment, everyone looks like they're all sitting down. Haven't had a safety car yet in this one. So. Yeah, I think...
yeah, it's looking pretty good at the moment. Hey, like there's a few big gaps between a lot of the drives at the moment. Not really many battle packs at the moment. So everyone's just probably out there just chilling out at the moment, just making sure they don't put the car in the barrier or anything like that. So very relaxed in compared to this first one at the moment. Probably much to the delight of those that didn't drive the first in. Makes the commentating a little bit hard though, right? Not too much action on the track at the moment, but credit to Nick to get that car up into P8 to try get that car back on the lead lap. At least he's got some time on his side to be able to try maybe rope that back in, but still good performance by him nonetheless to get out into the track at the moment, P8 at the moment. Lamb up into P11 after transiting pit lane, so yeah, was running P13 earlier, but I guess that's where the consistency comes in, you know. People may have had some incidents behind having to pit early, and he's made decisions because of that. So Ridwan into the pits at the moment with a couple of teardrops left in the fuel tank, so we'll have to see where he pops out at the moment. Really clean racing here by the its racing drivers at the moment compared to Kyoto at the moment. So I know if your guys be running 1-2 at the moment this early in the race, must be pretty refreshing for you, Ryan, compared to the hard-fought battles at Kyoto and Bathurst.
Yeah, you know, Bathurst we didn't have the best. Andrew Lee absolutely had a clinical performance here at Bathurst. That was absolutely ridiculous. So, you know, he lapped up to P4. He was about to lap P3, you know, so Ridwan took first place in Bathurst and we come through P5. So, you know, we haven't had the best luck at Bathurst, but we're trying to hopefully turn it around here at St. Croix. You know, this is the Big Bertha, the race of track stars of the year. So I think if anyone's going to want to win a race, it'll be this one. You know, it's my only one left that I need to win. I've won Kyoto, I won High Speed Ring, I won Bathurst. So yeah, this one's the only one left.
When you call it a Grand Slam, a Triple Crown,
we need, yeah, we had the pace last year to get it, but unfortunately, Matt had a bit of a hiccup in the last stint. You know, it was a long day. He was very exhausted, and he made a bit of a mistake. So he managed to, I think, come through P7 or something. So, but yeah, you know, we nearly had a three-peat that year, but yeah, it was unfortunate. We missed it, but yeah, you know, it can happen again one year, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, so far it's.
There, sorry, Ryan, but yeah, Ward's come into the pits to repair some front damage there, and the reason why I point this out, Ryan, this is for third in the championship, so maybe a bit of an outcome here to play at the moment. Still a long way to go, but that's not going to help Ward's case at the moment, especially if Nick can try and hunt down, you know, get off that lead lap, and currently Burke, I think that would be, yeah, so that's a big implication for third in the championship at the moment, so hopefully he can get his rhythm back. I know Ward's got the pace under pressure by my teammate at the moment, not that I'm sick of his fist side here, but yeah, it looks like, yeah, Ward, bit of a moment there, I'm not too sure what happened, might have been at that back section after the main straight, so yeah, wow. I mean, we know how quick Ward is, we know how much he's improved and how far he's come, but despite that, incident, you know, only half a tenth in front of Lamb, who's the debutant.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think Lamb's just going to give it its all. But yeah, Ward probably not ideal, but I think it probably worked out alright because I think it was due to come into the pits anyway. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Jarman. Yes, I did win the Blue Moon Bay 500 in my debut year as well. So big ups to Woodsy for that one. He did help me to that win. Nearly robbed it off me. I think we finished 0.8 behind, 0.08 between first and second for that one. So that was big, and yeah, I nearly won Daytona. I think I came through P3, lost that to Aiden and Speedy on the last corner. I had the run and I got blocked, but yeah, nearly won Daytona. But yeah, Daytona will return for 2024. So if anyone is around, it will be the opening event here for the touring cars next year. We have decided that one. We have a couple of calendar changes for next year, but that'll all be released in due time. But for now, I think we get this race over and done, get the year over and done, and then come out with a bang for 2024. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So yeah, it's going to be all hell breaks loose for Daytona. But yeah, Daytona 500 was definitely probably one of the biggest races that we've ever had in the series. So I think we had like 40 drivers entered and stuff like that. So it was yeah, pretty big, but yeah, big one. Big one there, but we have here, ladies and gentlemen, 10 laps to go here for Trackstar's Stint 2, so that's pretty swell so far for Stint 2, but which is kind of a good thing. So it's solid work there, but Muffin up into P3 here, but he's still due to pit. So the question is, can he run to the end on those tyres? Actually, no, he did. He did an early undercut because he got the damage there. So that was massive. Right. So maybe that has played into key here because he's going to put the car in P3 at the moment for the next stint, either himself or going to hand it over to Ando for stint 3. But we'll wait and see what happens with that one. But so far, pulled the 787 up from the back of the grid to the front. So that's massive there. So, you know, yeah, we have seen that. We did see that at Kyoto. You know, he didn't have the best run at Kyoto, but then Bathurst, he was on charge. But yeah, it's been pretty big.
He was unhinged at Bathurst, wasn't he? He was so rapid at Bathurst in that Lexus. And yeah, similar to that last team before with your car there, Matt did come in early. Didn't have damage, but come in early. And as well, with the benefit of the safety car as well, managed to get into P3 when racing resumed in that first stint. So, you know, you might feel a little bit how you go on coming in early. If you have the pace, you can hold onto the tyre. He's been able to get into P3 because of that. And he did have engine damage and everything as well. So, you know, not a quick transit through pit lane by any means, especially when you chuck on some tyres and fuel. He would have been parked there for a fair while. So, yeah, big credit there to Holton to jump into third at the moment. See, that's experience for you, isn't it? You know, Holton is quick and also very mindful of, you know, scenarios in these endurance races, and that just goes to show here that, you know, he's been able to pull the car into third thanks to an undercut. So yes, Simmons did the same, Ryan. So I don't know, if you're in traffic, if you got damage, if you got the pace, you know, it's probably safe to maybe come in earlier than what you'd feel and get those, you know, get that pace back, get that undercut and jump people when they come into pits.
Yeah, definitely. And then we have a safety car here because Aussie Taylor's got some damage with engine. So that's the first safety car here, ladies and gentlemen, of Stint 2. This will compress the field. So this is going to be massive. It's going to compress. It's going to bring Hamza in the fight with Matt. Does Muffin chuck some new boots on? That's the question. Can he use the, not like lose the track position for it? That's going to be coming to play here.
I think he will have to. He's got to. Well, I'm not too sure what Campbell's doing at the moment.
He's faster than the two cars behind on the current tyres, so that's the other thing. So he's doing low sixes. He's doing sixes stuff. So yeah.
Because when the tyres will cool down and the field is compressed, and I'm only saying that because when I did put fresh tyres on behind the safety car, the tyres really did cool down, especially the front tyres. Front tyres did come down considerably, and he really made corner entry.
He's keeping track position
really hard, so he's going to stay out there. Yep, I'd probably say that's a somewhat of a healthy decision. He's got 9 seconds ahead of Campbell. Probably not enough space to transfer pit lane and get the tyres on. Maybe if a bigger gap, he probably would have. Probably just looking for track position at the moment. But yeah, as I was saying, so Ryan, when the field will be compressed, his front tyres cool down considerably, braking, in that compressed field when the safety car went back into turn 2 and turn 3 was really, really hard. So I think people are going to have to be pretty mindful of what package they're running at the moment, because when the field and the race does resume, they're probably not going to have the same cars they did, the lap before when the safety car wasn't out.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be massive here because Nick will actually get his lap back as well. So he'll be back onto the lead lap for Stint 3. So either he's back in the car or handing it over. He'll be back onto the back of the train for this one. So he would have got a lap back. So he should, when the train compresses, he should drop back to the back of the field for this one to get that lap back, essentially. But hopefully we don't burn too many laps here on the safety car for this one. And my father has a vacuum out, so I'll be muted more times than not. But yeah, wow, it's definitely compacted the field here. It's going to take a little bit to compact it. I probably didn't want them to do 160 so we don't burn too many laps, but at the same time we don't want to burn too much time. So, but yeah, what an adventurous first stint and a half at the moment.
Yeah, we were just saying how tidy it was here in the second stint, Ryan. It was pretty spread out and everything, but the safety car's really going to spice things up. So, as you were saying, Nick back on the lead lap, Holden deciding to stay out with some worn tyres, and Campbell has reasonably fresh tyres, but most of all, two things. Yes, as I was saying, the tyres do cool down a lot, so really need to work in those front tyres without spinning the car and putting to the fence, as I've done previously in other endurance events. So it's very important for the drivers to get the heat in the front tyres, because that's where you're going to make corner entry in the first lap or so. So yeah, Simmons at the moment just running the cars on the side, trying to get some temperature in those front tyres, because that is such a key element into making some pace when racing goes resuming. And as well, Holden will have worn tyres, so can you keep Campbell behind him? He does have really good pace, but once the field is compressed and slow down, we'll have to see if he can hold that position for third at the moment. Still a fantastic job regardless for Holden to make it into third position, and Patasso to get himself that lap back. It's huge for his campaign to try steal third and try get third in the championship at the moment. So we'll have to see how the field goes at the moment when they resume. Turn 2 will be very, very spicy indeed. Very good overtaking spot, but very easy to overshoot in that corner as well. As you can see, the wind has picked up quite considerably parallel to the back straight there. That's probably the strongest we've seen the wind all race currently at the moment, Ryan. That wind is going to be a huge factor in this restart at the moment, especially in the braking area at that hairpin at the end of the back straight. That's going to throw some people off the moment, and especially that quick right-hander going to the main straight as well. Very easy to get the breeze loose there at the moment. So this is where experience comes into it again. Experience and presence of mind and mindfulness to know what you're running, because once racing goes back, with the field compressed, with the tyres coming down with temperature, the wind change, the tow, the dirty air, there's so much at play at the moment, so you want to hope that everyone can get off cleanly here, especially for not only the drivers, racing for third in championship at the moment, but as I did try to point out before, your car, Ryan, had to navigate through a lot of traffic early in the first 2 endurance races, so
yeah, that was
it's probably really refreshing to have your car up there at the moment. You know, not having to come from the back of the pack or mid-pack, dealing with other drivers, to have that clear air running at the moment. Because I know from Kyoto, unfortunately, the car couldn't make qualifying, and then a few incidents in Bathurst as well. So for a lot of that race, even though you had good race pace, you had to navigate with traffic a lot. So
yeah,
really risky for you.
yeah,
For Matt as well, to not have to, be caught up in, mid-pack, because that's not saying you are not the quickest. Nonetheless, when you have so many drivers around you, you're not getting the ultimate pace out of the car, regardless of what car, what team.
I think, yeah, like Bathurst was very hard for me to get get my position back because it was so compact and it's so much dirty air. Where Kyoto was a lot easier. I think it was P7 or P6 by the end of the first stint, and it was only 18 laps. So I think for me, when I handed it over to Matt, our goal was, we're starting rear grid. The best thing for us, we aimed to do was, he's like, just get me in the best position possible. That's all I needed to do. So that's all my aim was, mate. I was out for death that race. So yeah, Kyoto, mate, I was out for death and I was out for blood, and I essentially sent it, and I ran into the back of one of the AGU cars on the first lap, and I got front end damage, but I was still managing to keep pace and pass people for position. So the car had unreal pace at Kyoto. Bathurst was crazy, and yeah, we even started from the back in this one as well. So Matt took charge of this one, and he managed to make it work his magic. But mate, look at that gold. That chrome is so bright, it's ridiculous. But
yes, hopefully it's as bright as my future in the community here, Ryan. That sheen, when the sun hits it, just sparkles. Hey, so yeah, you might need some
sunnies or something. Yeah, but
at the moment, or something like that. But yeah, wow. I mean, this is such a massive point to make there. Battling so hard and so many different scenarios for you in that Bathurst race especially. But, with clear air at the moment, good track position, I'm sure you guys will be able to get a good result. But if I take off my MSR sunnies, my Lexus sunnies, my Vive sunnies, as a watching the spectacle as a fan, I am very intrigued and perhaps maybe excited by the thought of seeing if Simmons Noodles throw down for the last stint, keeping, outside of any incidents or anything happening. So, yeah, if I remove any bias or any optimism in my heart, Ryan, I think that is a very intriguing prospect. Maybe we can be able to there. As a fan, of course, as a driver,
look,
absolutely not.
I'm not giving anything away, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, we'll see Nick here dropping back to the back of the field there, which is really good there. We'll wait for Aussie to catch back up. He will get back to the field. We're going to go in this lap, so the safety car will take off. Aussie should catch back up, fingers crossed, by the end of it. He's obviously 50 seconds behind, but I think they have dropped the safety car speed. So they've dropped the safety car speed in order for him to catch up. But yeah, we don't want to burn too much time or burn too many laps here, but we are on lap 20 of 27. We do have 7 laps to go here at St. Croix for this one, and then we have Stint 3 coming up. That stream will be live to you for here with Jarman, I believe, so maybe Nick, I can't exactly remember who it was, but it's not me. So this will be my last stint for this one, unfortunately, in streaming terms, so we'll wait and see what happens for that one. But yeah, no, it's been good so far. Another person I'm really impressed with here is Nightwalker over his overall kind of season. He's come to play in the mid-pack. Last year we didn't really see much of him. I had a bit of an incident with him in 2021 at Spa. But yeah, he's definitely shown a lot of pace increase in the last probably year. He's battles with mid-pack, top 3, top 4, stuff like that. So, he's definitely if he gets a little bit of training or coaching maybe, I reckon he'll be able to kind of extract some more pace there. But here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the safety car has taken off here. Jarman's on his way back to the pits there. Hopefully he keeps it out of the wall, doesn't pull a venti and spin.
Yes, I was going to say that. Jarman finds a way to stay off the highlight reel, the infamous highlight reel for that one. Forgot that he's in the road car version of the GTR. But yeah, Simmons holding up the field at the moment. So keep in mind overtaking opportunities, turn 2 and turn 3, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll see when he gets going and Gets going pretty early to get some good corner exit speed. So yes, turn 2, turn 3, very easy to lock up, very easy to miss a brake mark and get a move. So I have to see if they get it up. Matt gets away very clean at the moment. So I have to see if Holt can hold on to P3. If there's any mistakes made, we'll have to see. But very spread out at the moment. Looks like Campbell couldn't keep up with Holt there at the start. Scrubs inside wall. Campbell does, but manages to hold position. O'Shea and Nightwalker holding position here at the moment. Walker might have a little sniff inside of O'Shea. O'Shea, as I mentioned before, mindful of third in the championship. Does he let him go? Moves it over. Walker has to go to the outside and gets that pretty done nicely. The whole position at the moment. A bit of movement in the back there as well. Looks like Pete, Bands and Nick were getting amongst it there as well. But yeah, pretty tidy here at the moment. Simmons, really good getaway. Really good restart by Simmons though.
Yeah, he did go a little. He went early, caught Ridwan off guard there, but I think Ridwan closed a bit of time there in that last one. But Ridwan on the back here, half a tenth behind, still gaining in that slip there. You know, he might be running a bit more downforce through this midsection here, but they just don't really need to fight. You know, we've got nothing to fight for. It's the overall win, essentially. You know, Ridwan's got the championship wrapped up. The team's championship's already done.
Nothing to fight for, but the overall win for the race.
Exactly. You know, but you know, we're in stint 2 of 5. So right now at this point, we don't have anything to fight for. So, you know, Ridwan's set in second there at the moment. You know, if he wants to grab an extra bit of bonus points, he can. But you know, overall, you know, the extra bonus points aren't going to really change anything. So, you know, I think if anything, he's just going to maybe battle with Matt. But the problem is with that being first and second, we don't want to battle too hard that we destroy both of the cars. So that's the one thing you don't want to do. But especially with the team owner being in the safety car, he probably doesn't really want to see that. But Aussie dropped back a little bit. It looks like he had a bit of a mishap on the restart. Oldman there, P12, P11. So this is 4-track position now currently. So Nick Patasso in the 32 is currently on the lead lap here. So mixed with the safety car restart and the stint restarts, the 32 is back on the lead lap after 21 laps of this stint and 30 laps. So after 50 laps here on the 51st, the 32 is back on the lead lap after being 2 laps down. But Ward going for a position here on Costa Rock. Can he get the move done here? Looks like that Costa Rock machine has a lot less downforce than what Ward does.
Oh, that was a little touch there by Ward on the right, on the rear right there of Gabans before they reached the braking area. That could have been massive, but it looks like Ward was trying to move Gabans over a little bit to pinch him at the apex of the corner, but gets the move done regardless. Pretty aggressive there by Gabans. Oh, they all... Wow. I thought that was going to be a pretty bad Cosentino domino effect there. They all tore the grass there, but kept it off the wall there. It takes a fair bit of skill. Task, unfortunately, track limits there. Probably prefer track limits over damage, I'd say, Nick. So that's all right for him. But yeah, when you transfer the grass there, you really need to take a breath, because you can collect the car reasonably well. You just need to not make any abrupt moves on the steering wheel or controller and the throttle, for that matter. You should be able to collect it okay. But yeah, a bit of a train here at the moment. Pete, Gabans, Tasso, Chris, and Lamb at the moment. A little bit of a battle pack at the moment. Nick will serve that half-second penalty, but as I said, probably prefers that over getting damage after finally getting onto the lead lap. But yeah, wow, that was almost there for sheep stations. We're on there, Gabans, and Ward, that was huge there at the moment. So yeah, Ward, yeah, for third in the championship. I mean, you know, he's mixing his Patas's not too far off him. And yeah,
not only that, O'Shea's just up the road as well.
Points.
O'Shea's just up the road too.
Points, stint positioning, final position as well outside of the overall results. So I'm not too sure what the gaps are at the moment. Ryan, you might be able to tell us, but
I'm not doing live. I'm not doing live point updates. That's just going to take me too long. But
maybe not live, but yeah, I don't know.
But at the moment, O'Shea is on track in front of Ward and Nick. But the other thing was Nick didn't get a lot of points for that first stint. This one here, though, you know, 22 of 27 at the moment. Just going on an hour 10 for this one. You know, Nick can crawl back something, but as soon as Ward's got past, apologies for the yawn. As soon as Ward's got past in a bit of clean air, he's starting to track down some time to O'Shea. So it looks like he's got that just under 2 seconds. So Ward looks like he's a little bit stronger than O'Shea in that mid part of the track. So Actually, either that or because he's in the slipstream there of Walker. So, you know, if Ward keeps it up, I think we may be able to see him come through. You know, he is on controller as well. And another thing is, he's just gone to iRacing. He's gone on iRacing on a controller, and he has won a couple of races already. So, mate, the guy, look, I don't suggest using a controller on iRacing, but he's made it work. But yeah, hats off to him. He's got that down to 1.8 seconds. So, Ward's on the way to catch up to O'Shea on the back of this little battle pack here for these guys. So, you know, if he keeps it up, looks like he's lacking in straight line speed, obviously, just because he is out of a slip. So that's what O'Shea has. But O'Shea down the inside there at Walker. So yeah, he's definitely on the track to get himself up in a good starting position for the next stint. So yeah, I'm curious to see on how some of these drivers are really going to go coming in stint 3.
Yeah, huge stuff there by Ward at the moment. And yeah, as you said, I don't think you need to say controller plebs unite anymore, right? I think you just need to say controller users unite, because by no means using controller means you're not as quick, not as talented as the wheel users. So that was fantastic by Ward there. And I mean, and just something about Ward. I mean, got to give him, you know, one of the most improved drivers of the season in mains.
Oh, for sure.
I have to say him and Von Duve, first bunch of rounds, really struggled. I mean, some of them had a decent, you know, paces from those races, but yeah, weren't really featured in the top 5, top 6 too often until we arrived to Atlanta, where Von Duve was able to break the famous Ridwan/GTR streak there and get a win for WTC and the Lexus fraternity. But since Atlanta, I do really need to say Von Duve and Ward, the big improvers and the big jumpers in form and race results, is really helped their campaigns in the championship and the drives as well, especially for WTC, as they're looking to try and get a really good finish position in the team championship as well. So yeah, and I noticed that in real time, Ryan, myself, you know, racing these guys early in the series to now, you know, I can definitely tell that both Ward and Von Duve have just improved massively in the second half of the season. I have to say probably since Atlanta for those two drivers.
Yeah.
They've come so far. So, yeah, I think there's some early bloomers, there's some late bloomers. You know, some people take a while. You know, I think I was someone that, you know, understood the tune of the car a little bit, and then I was pretty consistent with top, you know, 7s, top 6s at the start of the season, and then you know, because Ward and Von Duve weren't really a factor at that time, and then since Atlanta, you know, Ward and Von Duve have just taken off, and you know, they mix it right up there with yourself and Ridwan for some of those races as well. So yeah, big box of Ward and Duve. I'd have to probably say they're probably my most.
So Ward, as you said, definite big improver, and slappers as well in Von Duve. You know, he was 2022 TS2 champion. Made the move up into main series with his team, obviously WTC racing with Ando as well. You know, he got a podium there at Spa, P2 I think it was. You know, myself, I made a few mistakes. I went from P2 down to, I think it was P5 or something like that. But yeah, so you know, they're definite good big movers there. Probably one of the most consistent drivers is O'Shea. He's always been up the front. Campbell's been a bit up and down, but there's currently a battle between WTC, CP and Mash Spuds for the team's championship. So unfortunately, last round, I think it was Tokyo or something like that, one of the Mash Spuds cars either disconnected or didn't connect. But yeah, it was definitely hurt the teams a little bit, but they're still in the fight. They're, you know, about 120 points behind, which, you know, in this race anything can happen. So but yeah, CP and WTC are separated by just under 50. So look, it's all on like Donkey Kong for these guys here. But so far at the moment, we got Matt, 2 Hits Racing cars here in 1 and P1 and 2, just extending that lead a little bit more, just to make it there. You know, we're just under 1,000 points in front. So yeah, but
yeah, really good by those guys at the moment. As you mentioned out before, we did mention that Holton decided to stay out for track position, but maybe those tyres are starting to fall off now, because Campbell is right on his clacker now, only half a tenth off the rear of Holton at the moment, especially when you mentioned that team's championship. So yeah, really good by Holton to keep track position. Made some good time on Campbell early in that safety car restart, but at the back end of this one now, Holton's tyres might be starting to lose a bit of grip, and yeah, Campbell not too far off at the moment, so possibly maybe change position here for these two at the moment. We'll have to see if Holton can keep him behind, or if Campbell can, make the jump and get ready for the next stint start P3 at the moment. So we'll have to see if Holton can hold on. What do you think, Ryan? Do you think he might be able to hold on, or do you think he's maybe run out of time here with those tyres?
It's Holton. If anyone's going to make it work, it's going to be Muffin. He's got the reputation that he has for that reason. He's still doing kind of reasonably the same lap times as what Campbell is, and Campbell has pretty much new tyres. So yeah, it's definitely interesting on that regard. But yeah, I think overall track position he can use it to his advantage as long as he stays out of the slipstream.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think if anyone's going to be able to do it, it's going to be Muffin. So I think he's got it in a good position at the moment to either hand it over or stay in the car. But lurking in the backgrounds there, we have O'Shea broken off Mark Walker and Race Pig. They've broken off each other. But Nick Patasso up into P8 at the moment. So the question is, can he catch Ward? That is the thing here with just over 3 laps to go. Here, 1.9 seconds. 4 track position, so 32 is up in P8, so that's a big ups there for Nick, and he's going to be definitely wanting to see what he can do there. But underdog here, Lamb up into P10 in front of Burke and just behind Klosterok. So yeah, it's going to be a all hell breaks loose for these guys with 3 to go.
Man, really good job there. The hold on the 10th at the moment. I'm not too far off Klosterok at the moment for P9, so really good job for him. Hopefully shaking off a few of those nerves at the moment. Burke right behind him as well, so really good job here by Lamb. I mean, nerves and experience play such a key role in racing these endurance races. Nonetheless though, regardless of where he finishes for this stint and his latest stints today, huge congratulations and props to Lamb for making his mains debut. I mean, regardless of where you finish or how you do, it's still an accomplishment to be on the grid here today for the race. And to be on the same grid as someone like Simmons and Noodles later on and people like that, you must be doing something right to be able to even make the grid to race against these drives today.
Yeah, I like seeing Greeny on the grid there. Lamb up to P9. So yeah, he's doing a very good job there on his debut. So hats off to him. He's a real underdog for me overall as a driver, but he's got Burke right on the tail of him. So I think it's definitely a good battle here between these guys. Lamb's a good driver. I've raced against Lamb and he's very good. He's got a lot of good racecraft. So yeah, hats off to him.
Ward in the pits. I'm sorry, Ryan. I think I might have just seen Ward drop down the order there. I think he's actually gone into the pits.
That's where it was. I was wondering where the extra position came from.
Yeah, I was too. I was tripping out for a moment. I thought I don't know, something was in my drink then before or something like that. But yeah, looks like Ward, I'm not too sure if he's has he pitted or just made a mistake there or something like that. But yeah, wow, massive for those guys. Although you were mentioning, he was really catching up to that battle group with O'Shea and Walker there. So a fortune there for Race Pig, probably pushing a fair bit there to make that group, and yeah, maybe it cost him a mistake there, a dirty air, but all these factors play such a key role into these endurance races. And yeah, Ward did have a fantastic result to finish on the podium there, and for R&R at Kyoto 500, our first endurance event of the season. So yeah, it was a really good result for those guys, and we're just giving him his props before, but still a fair bit of work left to do for the R&R this GTR driven by Ward at the moment, and still, regardless, fantastic campaign for him at the moment. Despite his late season form, he's doing really well. So yeah, to see if he can drag himself back into the fray, as we've already seen with with Holton and Patasso and a few others on the grid. So yeah, lucky times on his side. It's not all over yet.
that looks like we're having a bit of a issues with Discord. Either that or it's my internet. And it's definitely my internet. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm having a bit of issues with the internet.
I'm back live and free to air.
Yeah, look.
As long as Ryan's connection to Macca's Wi-Fi or the
No,
or maybe his missus is on watching Netflix or something like that. But regardless, yeah, we are back at the moment. Yeah, there was a temporary lag out, or nonetheless. But anyway, what's happened since I vanished? Yeah, we were saying, yeah, Ward did go through the pits at the moment. So yeah, unfortunate for him at the moment. But yeah, that promotes Lambie to P9. So if you're a fan of the number 11 MSR Lexus, you're absolutely cheering at the moment. That's a really good result for him at the moment. Because yeah, probably a few nerves at the start of that one, and managed to get into P9 at the moment. But yeah, just a bit like Lamb at the moment, Ryan, and same with my stability here in the comm box. I've dropped out and I'm back in, so job there by Lamb. And yeah, mate, how's that internet connection looking at the moment? Are you going back to usual stuff, or are you still parked out there at Macca's car park, mate?
no, I was on wired, and then I was having a couple of issues not getting speed to my PC, so I've gone to a little Wi-Fi dongle, so I think that's having issues, so I may need to look at upgrading, but either that or I need to get a new motherboard for my computer, one that actually has Wi-Fi, so, but no, it's had a couple of disconnects, and yeah, not too sure what's going on there, but yeah.
Problems, mate, but that's all good, no worries at all.
NBN, mate, NBN.
Is running in P1 at the moment. So.
Mate, no, see, the good thing is, I've got stable connection to my PS5, because I've got a straight connection from that to that, and I'm pulling nearly 270 megabytes download, so that's why the game looks so clean and clear for me on my end, but yeah, no, it's doing well so far. You know, if the stream drops out, it's no biggie, but as long as I'm in the room and seeing what's going on, that's kind of the main thing. But 26 laps gone on the 27th. Now Matt is just about to finish the second leg here at St. Croix. 6 seconds over Ridwan there, sitting in the 303s, does a better personal best and session best of the 303.7. So yeah, well, what an adventurous race so far we've had.
Yeah, wow. I thought we'll be in the mid spot. Us there with the safety car restart, but again the field has spread out a fair bit. Simmons, just to add a bit of salt to the wound, does a PB there to commence the final lap. Not that, you know, he hadn't won the race or anything yet, Ryan. I think it's about a demoralising pace to get out in front, but yeah, it's racing. Currently running first and second. I'm sure the 95 car with yourself and Simmons will be quite happy not having the battle from the back or mid-pack in this phase of the race compared to others endurance race. So yeah, good job by those guys at the moment. And Picasso in P7, he did get off that. He's back on lead lap and to be running in 7th at the moment. So to never say never, or you know, mission impossible, you know, Tasso and Doswell in the number 32 MSR Lexus RCF, he's making that a real possibility. Wow, if Nick can finish, say top 5, that would be a huge result for him and the team and the manufacturer, Ryan. That would be amazing. So yeah, wow, just goes to show. And ladies and gentlemen, Patasso is a controller driver, so if you feel like you need to upgrade to a wheel because you need to find the next level, you need to, you know, maybe just double check and really think, is it going to get me to the next level, or is it just nice hardware to enjoy my racing? So yeah, if you feel as though that you want to upgrade because it's a solution for you to find another second or two, it's not quite that simple, because yeah, guys like yourself and Patasso are examples of putting that myth to bed. So
there's nothing wrong with racing on a controller at all. The hands get a bit sore. Yeah, the hands get a bit sore.
It's so easy to think, isn't it? Oh, I need to get quicker. Oh, I should get a wheel. It's really not that at all. So I mean, unless if you like, have a veiny, jacked up thumbs or callus in your thumb tips, I'm not too sure. But outside of that, yeah, I'm sure Nick will be pretty keen to have a rest after this one, do some thumb stretches and appointment after that one, because the hustling he's been doing, we know his talent, but I mean, it's not easy to do what he's done. Get off the lead lap, back on it, and then to be running P7, that's huge at the moment. But looks like Campbell right on the back here of Holton, a bit too far back to make a move there, but we'll have to see how aggressive Campbell is. Keep in mind, Campbell's co-driver is Austin, I'm pretty sure, and Holton's is Ando, so I'm not too sure what the pairings are at the end of this one, but maybe Campbell might be caught in the dirty air a little bit. Looks like Simmons is going to cross the line here to maintain first position heading in to the third stint at the moment. So maximum stint points here for the 95. It's racing Nissan GTR. Fantastic performance by him, and the shabby fastest lap of the race on the lap prior. Pure talent and class outperformance. Ridwan into P2 for this stint at the moment. So It's Racing will continue their dominance heading into stint number 3 to fill out the first 2 positions. Looks like Holton's hold on to third position, really good there. Campbell, O'Shea, Walker and Patasso fill out the top 7 at the moment. Fantastic stuff there by Nick Patasso. He'll be absolutely ecstatic with that performance at the moment. Looks like the bands will come across P8. Really good, solid performance by him and AG Motorsport. Chris Burke will come across 9th for this one. That's a really good job here for RNR and Pig to take the top 10 positions. So, and Lamb, or holding on to P11, can he get it done? I'm pretty sure he'll be able to hold on to that. Fantastic job, and congratulations to Lamb for getting through his first ever race here in Maine. So it looks like Jarman, sneaky lap here, mate. Must have tossed out his cup of noodles at the side and said, screw this. I'm sick of these cars going around. I'm not getting any laps in. Let's take it for a maybe just warming up so he doesn't put in the wall like Venti did, Ryan. So I'm not too sure that's allowed. Maybe a penalty there, but yeah, sneaky little outlap there to make sure he doesn't do it again. Not too sure it's going to get the fastest lap, but nonetheless,
he'll probably get the fastest
a bit easier
outlap
to look at than the It's Racing. It's probably going to go candy now, chug against it, but nonetheless, fantastic work there by Matt Simmons, the legendary Matt Simmons that we know all too well here in Australia. Sim Racing takes out the second stint here to solidify his and yourself, Ryan, campaign to win outright honours here at the St. Croix 1500. So, wow, fantastic result at the moment. Thought it was going to get pretty more entertaining there after the safety car restart, but nonetheless, yeah. Wow, that was a really good stint by Simmons and Ridwan to keep it straight. And yeah, I mean, at the moment, you'd have to say it's maybe it's teammate versus teammate here for outright honours, touch wood. There's so much opportunity here to jinx everything we've said at the moment, Ryan. I hopefully don't have a black cat around my house here or something. I've made so many assumptions here, but yeah, wow, I mean, looking pretty good here for yourself so far, Ryan, and your teammate as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's been looking pretty good there, but yeah, it's what can I say? We're doing well. We've done a lot of team development, and it looks like it's paying off. So that's the main thing, when you do some development and then you actually put it into place. It definitely is a big one. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen, there for stint 2. Hope they enjoyed it so far. But that's for me. That is it for 2023 streaming for me. But yeah, well, what a year it's been. I'd just like to thank everyone here for 2023. We'll wait and see on how it goes there. But yeah, I guess that's it's been good. It's been good. I've loved it. I've enjoyed it. It's been good so far. So we'll wait and see what that brings. But for me, ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote. As always, Chris, appreciate it, mate. You've done a very good job here in the com box with me and my retard internet. But yeah,
nah, it's all right, mate. It's all good. As long as your car drives like the internet connection, mate, I might be feeling pretty good about myself come the end of the day. But yeah, thanks, mate. You did mention it's your last stint here in the com box for Trackstars this year, so. Yeah, just a quick thanks to you from me, just for giving me the opportunity to do it in the first place and staying patient, help showing me the ropes, showing me how it's all done, and hopefully I can continue to contribute with you in the com box in 2024 and beyond, mate. So yeah, thank you for the opportunity to let me jump in with you, mate. And yeah, I guess I'll see you on track, mate.
Yeah, definitely. No, I appreciate it for jumping in. You kind of got really thrown in the deep end, but yeah, so it is it's been a big year so far for us, for myself especially, with everything. But yeah, you know, what else can we do except thank everyone? But yeah, as for me, that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for 2023 for me. And you'll catch me back in the new year here at Trackstars, whether it be driving, streaming, or doing some other stuff. But thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it. We will have Jarman, I believe, streaming this one. I think, if anything, it may be Nick. But yeah, it's just catch it all back on the YouTube. It'll be back live again shortly. It'll be a completely different link because we are using different consoles and stuff like that. But for me here, thank you all for joining in, as always, for the past 50, 60 odd laps. So appreciate it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, for me, is all she wrote. So again, as I've said probably about 4 times, thank you.